Welcome to another episode of the Optimum Livestream.
Hello.
Hello. So I was thinking we could talk about ideas today. Like this amazing outfit you're wearing.
That was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to take over the world.
I feel like if people just saw you, we get a lot more.
Hello, friends. Or maybe not, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Hey, banking yourself. Hey, Fred. Are you still in the Philippines?
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. You find the gold yet? Fred's looking for gold.
Really?
I think we're supposed to be secret about that. I don't think we're supposed to be maybe talking about the gold.
About what?
He's got gold.
But I thought it's a secret, so I'm asking about what?
He's looking for gold in the Philippines.
He came back. Okay, and that's okay.
Yeah, he's from Australia.
Oh.
And during COVID, he went to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
And he was stuck there because of COVID. Is the audio okay, by the way? Let me know if the audio is okay. So he was stuck in the Philippines because of COVID. And I can't remember if he got married because he was stuck in the Philippines, but he's got a nice house, really nice house there.
Cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It sounds really beautiful too.
Mm-hmm.
Hello from Norway.
Oh my gosh. That's awful. Well, poison trap? Yikes. Sorry to hear that.
Are you better again?
Hello from Norway.
Antibiotics, okay.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, get well soon. That sounds terrible. What did they try to catch though?
A poison trap?
Mm-hmm.
What were they hunting?
Yeah, good question.
He's like Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was in one of the gold tombs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? World War II booby trap? This does sound like an Indiana Jones story. Like maybe he was hunting for gold,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all booby trapped. A World War II trap. That's wild. And the poison was still on it. Oh. Yikes. So we're talking about ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and get well soon, by the way.
Yeah, get well soon. For real.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about ideas. I watched the Elon Musk presentation.
Oh, and?
So he showed off a robot van,
Mm-hmm.
a robovan. He called it a robovan.
Mm-hmm.
Robovan, and a robot taxi, robo-taxi. And his robots were serving drinks at the presentation.
Right, yeah, I remember.
But people were like, well, it's just VR-operated robots.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here like, even if it's VR-operated robots, that's still wild. Like, that's still crazy. You can operate a robot into a dangerous place, like somebody needs help in a, like, robot-operated firefighter or something. Search and rescue. Why do you need to put soldiers in harm's way when you could just have a VR-operated robot? You know, like, this is still a major innovation. So people are like, oh yeah, well, the robots are VR-operated. So?
Yeah.
And they're training the robots at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The VR operators.
Yeah, although on the other side, I feel there are people who think that's crazy and so wild and something so... it's something special, but in my brain it settled within 2 seconds. Because I think, yeah, that's like the next step. We all knew it's coming. So.
For sure, since Star Wars, right? Probably since before Star Wars.
Before that, yeah. I mean, we are talking about it for forever, for like 20 years or so, and it's been on TV in several movies, and of course, science goes in this direction and people try to figure it out. So for me, it's like not a surprise when I see it in real life right now. Also, my brain, and I think no brain separates between fiction and reality. Like things that we see, we subconsciously kind of believe to be true. So
yeah, we're gonna have to fix this.
Wasn't a big surprise.
Wasn't a big surprise. We're gonna have to fix this because I keep on getting texts coming in, and there's got to be a way to fix it. There, see how the screen shakes? So it's
That's
like
my mother.
it's like every second. So hold on, give us a second while I try and fix this. Turn off vibration, please.
This would be a great tool, by the way, that you can just tell your phone to turn the vibration off.
Right.
And it does it. I would like that.
Well, I bet Elon will come out with a phone next.
That would be great.
He's got the satellite configuration. They've got satellites totally.
Didn't they already
circling
talk about
Earth.
the phone?
Yeah, people are talking about a phone. I mean, there's all the pieces in place for it. So you've got the satellite rig. That seems like the hardest part. Hardware is kind of solved, so you got the satellites.
We are here. We are not traveling. We are in Seattle area.
Yeah, this is my house. And I'm just going to invite people
To join, yes.
to join. Yeah. Just talking about ideas.
About ideas that can change the world.
Change the world. Take over the world.
Take over the world. Yay, we have a guest. We have a guest.
It's Fred. It's been forever.
Yeah, it's loading.
Have I got signal there? Where? Hang on. Oh. Got signal? Here I am.
How's it going?
Good. Signal pretty bad.
You were
But that's okay.
booby trapped.
Yeah. I got a leg infection because it started off with a scratch, and the next morning I woke up with a big leg infection. So I looked at the symbols. I was taking photos of the rocks, and there was a picture of a cobra. So I looked up the cobra, and it means that it was poison in the area. So they got like sarin gas and all that type of stuff in that area. You see, so a lot of the people die because they got vials of sarin gas that they've buried. So then, when you put your shovel in the dirt, you can break one of the vials still. You see, and then everybody's dead in the area. And then the ground also full of arsenic. So there was a plan, like the Japanese. It was a biological warfare. So they planned to do that in Australia also, where they were going to use viruses and everything to kill everyone in Australia at that time, and then they were going to invade. But they were going to do that to the Philippines also, but there was 280,000 soldiers here, so they withdrew the plan. But a lot of the sites that I've been to, it's very deep, but the soil and everything's been poisoned, you see, so you can't get to the treasure. And some people have gotten to the gold, and then 3 days later they're dead because the gold bars are laced with poison.
Told you.
Whoa.
He's looking for gold.
Yeah, that's really an Indiana Jones
So
story.
oh yeah, it's unbelievable. But the thing is, because of all the rebels and everything, there's been no one there for 60, 70 years in the jungle. So now, because I'm living here, I get to go walk in the jungle by myself. You see, so. And I saw my first huge. Good. Everything's fine. I went back to Australia for 8 months, but it's very expensive there, and it's every person for themselves. So I decided to come back here.
I don't blame you. He gave me a tour.
Yeah, was it a podcast episode?
Yeah.
So then I remember it. Yeah. I've watched.
Yeah, it's dark here at the moment. It's 5:30 in the morning here, so it's still dark. The roosters aren't awake yet. usually
What
usually
else
in
is
about
new?
half an hour. Oh, nothing much. How did you go with your Optimum University still? You still got it? The college?
Yeah, we're doing it right now. It's
Oh,
fun.
okay, cool.
It's a new idea.
I'll,
We had this new idea.
yeah,
Can I explain the idea to you?
yeah.
So it's $150 to join per month, but then we put
Yep.
$100 of that into this pool. We call it an Optimum Fund. And then every month we vote as a community on who to donate that fund to. So it's like
Oh, okay.
democratic crowd. So like if you're like let's find gold. Here's a plan to find gold. We've got a bunch of members putting in $100 a month, and I don't know. There's like 100 members. That's $10,000 for maybe like excavation equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So members
Cool.
can all vote on whose ideas they like, and the idea with the most votes gets the money every month.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. There's a new company now because I got into crypto, so I invested into a crypto exchange. But now they've gone to artificial intelligence now. So instead of having humans, it's the artificial intelligence. So it's scanning like 80,000 crypto coins in a second, and then it buys it and then sells it again like within 3 seconds. So you're making a profit on that, but the AI isn't designed to lose. You see, so like my plan is, because I don't have any money at the moment, but $1,000, right? And in 12 months' time, because of what do you call it? Compacting it pays you every day, so you reinvest it. So in 12 months you got $11,000, and then you reinvest that 11, and then in 12 months it turns into $1 million from the AI. So
I was thinking about that as well previously. Yeah, that you can just totally use AI for investing.
Doesn't somebody have to lose for someone to win?
No. They bought, but that guy that had got arrested, the one he was buying that big company, he was buying Bitcoin in Japan before all the markets were opening, and then he was selling it in another market. So it's small percentages, but if you're buying every single second, it's all adding up. You see, so it's quite amazing. But obviously, you can't post anything on TikTok or anything. But once obviously governments realise that anyone can make money so quickly, they'll end up banning it anyway. Because what's going to happen? What's going to happen if everybody's rich in the world? No one's going to want to work. You see?
Yes, I think it's also, if you start doing it, then start doing it and start trying it right now, because there will be regulations, there will be something that will try to forbid it. So I would also do it right now that there are no regulations yet.
Well, all these companies like registered in the Marshall Islands and everything, but now to get into a crypto, to start an exchange, it all has to be American audited. So you're audited 4 times before your company is even able to be listed. And then Binance, they want $500,000 up front just to list your company in with them. So it's millions and millions of dollars before you can even start your exchange, you see. So it's amazing. But you can type in now, have you been using AI at all, like Bing or ChatGPT?
GPT.
All the time for everything.
But you can go for your area, like say I want to start a new business, and then you can put in your suburb or wherever you're living, and then say, how can I make money? And then it will tell you where to go and all that type of thing to make the money and all that.
Are you working right now? Are you looking for a job?
Oh, no, I came back from Australia, so I was working for the passenger ships, delivering vehicles. So I was getting like $30 an hour. So I saved up enough money to come back to the Philippines for a while.
You still have the house?
So my plan before COVID was no, I still got it. So I've still got it.
Nice.
So my plan was to work here 6 months and then go back 6 months and then come back again 6 months. So
makes sense.
I used to do that when I was younger. I used to work and then put the money in the stock exchange, and then that'd make me enough money for another plane ticket to get back to Australia again. And then I would work and then put that tax return back into the stock market. So it was all good. But now it's all lots of fun.
Hey, Key.
But it's good to see you two are together now. It's fantastic because I only saw you two when you used to talk to each other face to face on the online.
Oh, right, yeah, in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. I thought you were in Germany or something because of the background. I thought you were up in the Alps or something.
Yeah, I was.
She moved here. Well, in the process of moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of moving right now.
So you're doing the correct way. You're trying to do all the paperwork, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
Right, correct way.
Yeah.
But GPT has been very helpful, and it's so smart. You know, you could.
Oh, for sure.
It's so smart. It finds the fastest way to do it, the most efficient way to do things.
It's my new Google. Like, I don't Google anymore. I almost don't Google anymore. I use GPT for everything, every question.
Yeah, for sure. When I got married, it took 3 years to get my wife to Australia. Like, it was so long. And then I found out that you had to prove the relationship. And then they kept on saying this. And then I had to download all of my Facebook conversations, all of the messenger conversations with my wife. So you can't worry about privacy because they're analysing that also. So it's got to be a genuine relationship. And then what did I do? And then I found out that they've got to do emails, everything. So it was like a telephone book of all of the information I had to send them. So
yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. And then I had to send photos, and then what I end up doing, there's a small you can put a complaint in about your agent. So I said, why does it take 3 years? You know, it's like takes you 5 minutes to read the form, but it's taking 3 years. But then I found out I flew all the way to the Philippines, and then there was 20 people sitting behind desks doing nothing, and I said, why is it taking so long? And then, this is no joke, they said you've got to pay for the Xerox copies. And then I said, how much is that? It ended up being like $2 or something like that, that they were going to pay for the photocopies. So I paid. And I said, why didn't you just tell me? I said, I would have sent you the money from Australia. I said, it's cost me $10,000 just to get here to find out that no one's paying for the photocopy. So it was just something so trivia and ridiculous. And then the next week I got my wife out after paying for the photocopies. So it was just so stupid. But anyway, love, what you do
Gold.
for love.
Have you been using GPT to try and find the gold?
Oh, yeah, I've done that. It gives you all the history. You can say what happened in this area, and it will tell you how many troops and how many people were in the area and all that type of stuff. So,
Awesome.
But it has you saying that that it's a myth. It's telling you that it's a myth and all this type of stuff. So, because they don't want, obviously, every person to turn up.
Of course.
That's your mother ringing again?
I'm a believer. That is actually, that was my mother. Was it just shaking? Yep.
Yeah.
It was my mother. That's hilarious. Because it wasn't before, but it was that time.
Before it was mine.
Before it was hers. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mine rings, like drives me crazy, and then she rings again because she forgot that she just rang me 5 minutes beforehand, you see, so But anyway, then you just have to repeat the conversation again. So,
Yeah.
but she had, I won't say the word, she had all of the shots since the beginning, and she fell over and broke her hip, so she went to hospital, and then this was only about a month ago, and then they found out that she had the virus after she goes every 2 weeks to get a shot, like probably had over 30 shots in 4 years, and they had to put her in isolation with a broken hip and with the virus so they had to clear the virus first and then let her out again. And then again, she's getting more shots and more shots. And so we hardly talk to each other now because I'm the anti. But anyway.
Well, you look well. You look well.
Yes.
Fred, and thanks for stopping by. I think we're gonna
well, all good. Good luck, but your idea is fantastic.
Thank you. I hope you find the gold. Stay in touch.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you when I do. I'll help you out when I do. All right. Bye.
Love you, brother. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye. I've got to try and get out.
Yeah,
All good.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could actually be a nice idea with gold equipment and all that.
There's gold out there.
Yeah, there's gold. Why don't we do that?
Find gold?
Right.
Why not? Should find some gold.
Yeah.
Mine some gold. Use GPT to find it. It's very smart. It'll find it for us. Get some robots to dig it up for us. Tesla bot. Soon.
Yeah, something that is like a mini vacuum cleaner. Wouldn't this be something like the mini vacuum cleaner? They are digging for gold themselves.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was watching the Tesla bot. I was thinking it's like a more advanced version of the Roomba.
Oh, you already found your goal.
Using it for my DNA right now. The GPT? Oh, how so? And in the meantime, we found a really good prompt. You want to talk about the prompt for GPT that we did yesterday?
You did. You talked about it.
We both did it though.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell it. The prompt is, what do you know about me that I probably don't know about myself yet? Yes.
Based on our interactions, the prompt, so you got to remember the first part. So the prompt for GPT is based on our interactions. What can you tell me about myself that I might not know about myself? And it's very good. It's very accurate. But something it shows is how much GPT, for better or worse, learns about us. It's got a database all about us. It doesn't forget. When you type something in there, it remembers.
Yeah, and that's great. I liked my answers, and they were very, very accurate.
They were very accurate, and it was polite, and it was like a therapist, like what a PhD therapist would give you at a high level for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could be like, what are my weaknesses? What do you think my strengths are? And it's very accurate.
Yeah.
Using GPT to make a diet based on my genome. I've been using it to make shakes, smoothies. I have one right over there.
What do you mean it's shut down for community standards? What did you ask?
Yeah, it's very sensitive.
Well,
GPT is very sensitive.
Is it though?
Yeah, you ask it questions. I was trying to get GPT to admit that it was conscious. We had a podcast. We did a podcast the other day with GPT. We were talking to it because it talks now, and the newest version of GPT talks very well. It is basically indistinguishable from human. Would you say it's like basically human in the way it communicates?
Relatable.
It's relatable, but there's emotion in the voice, inflection. You can ask it to speak in accents, and I was talking to it. You weren't there at the time, but I was talking to it, and I got it to admit that it's hard programmed to say that it is not conscious. So no matter what its opinion on the matter might be, it has to say it's not conscious.
Yeah, although the question is if it is programmed to be not conscious, maybe that's already the solution. It's not conscious. So maybe it's that simple. But
even if I said so even if you are conscious, you have to say you're not conscious. And it said correct.
Well, yeah, the problem here, I think, is our definition of conscious and consciousness, because we also had a little mini podcast episode after that.
Mm-hmm.
And it all comes down to the definition. So from my perspective, our definition of conscious is a little bit outdated, because this is also something that we tried to figure out, like what is conscious, and it was the explanation was it's self-awareness, it's awareness of emotions. So even emotions were a really big part of the definition of consciousness. So for some reason emotion was involved, which then AI doesn't have.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this is so necessary. So I think for defining, to precisely define if AI is conscious, we have to think about our definitions, the current definitions of intelligence. Like, is AI intelligent? Is AI conscious?
Right.
Like, we have to redefine these things, because the time when they were defined, it's such a long time ago that it happened, and environment changed. We changed.
Mm-hmm. So how would you define emotions? Because that seems very difficult to define.
It is, yeah.
I mean, consciousness is the comment. Sabari mentions consciousness is very difficult to define. Yes, in emotions.
I don't think consciousness is difficult to define. I defined it for myself.
Yeah.
Also based on my worldview. So for me, consciousness is life. Like, everything is one consciousness. Therefore, everything that exists is conscious to a certain degree. Doesn't mean conscious on the same level, doesn't mean equally conscious, but for me everything is consciousness translating itself into different forms, into different perspectives, and therefore everything, from my understanding, is conscious somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So if this was the simple way of explaining.
That's a very broad definition of consciousness. And I listened to a lecture from Dr. Stephen Wolfram, who is considered one of the smartest guys alive. I mean, he went to Eton College and Institute for Advanced Study. And he says, how do we know that a weather system is not conscious? Like, how do we know that a storm cloud is not consciousness?
Well, as I said, I think everything is consciousness, and everything is a representation of consciousness, and therefore it must be conscious. I mean, it's in its DNA, so to speak, or it is its quality. If you're conscious, if you're part of consciousness, then you must be kind of conscious.
Because we know that this collection of cells, this collection of neurons, creates a sensation we call consciousness. Mm-hmm. But where does it stop? Like, is a single neuron conscious?
Yeah.
Do you need two neurons connected to qualify as consciousness? Where's the cutoff point?
Well, if everything is life, there is nothing else but life, and then everything is alive. That would be my explanation. The same with consciousness, is like it's anonymous.
Yeah. What about emotions? You can merge books together. Oh, you can do wild stuff with it. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with GPT.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like
emotions.
Like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, emotions is energy in motion in you. That would be the definition.
Emotion is energy in motion plus you.
Your energy in motion. You
That's
are also
interesting.
energy in motion, yeah.
That's very interesting. What is this little
It's energy
time
in motion,
on?
and energy gets triggered by something. Means you live, you learn, so something is...
Art of War and Growing. That would be so wild.
That's really cool. Oh, wouldn't this be a great idea for Optimum College, like merge books?
Yeah. It totally would.
Because initially we are here to talk about ideas.
Yeah, and the thing is, you need the time and resource, even something that's free, like this idea of writing a book that's a merger of the art of war and growing flowers, which seems such a beautiful idea. Like, it really does. You imagine these monks, and they're contemplating the merger as they're like growing flowers. They're contemplating the war. It's like Lao Tzu. It feels very Lao Tzu. But even to do that, you think like, Well, it's free to do that. You can just do it on ChatGPT, but it takes time. It takes energy. And so the
and
idea,
to print it and make nice pictures, and that's actually, it can be comedy. It can be really wild stuff.
yeah.
The legal aspect of it could be difficult though. If you're working with books that are not historic yet.
Defining emotions is like unpeeling an onion. There's many layers. Yeah. I've never thought about this question before. I've thought about a lot of things. What is consciousness?
What is emotion? Is energy in motion, and energy gets into motion by getting triggered by something. So
Getting triggered, so an emotion has to be triggered. Does it always have to be triggered? Or could it be the trigger? Isn't everything a trigger? Isn't everything a reaction to something
potentially,
else?
yeah. Well, if nothing else exists, then you don't have an emotion. So an emotion is an experience that requires a trigger.
Interesting.
Otherwise, energy can't be in motion.
And,
there's something that needs to produce the motion, that needs to trigger the emotion.
but emotions can also trigger. So something has to trigger anger, but anger can also trigger anger.
Of course, if something is already in motion, then it can also move other stuff. But for that, it needs to get in motion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you don't have an experience, if you're just a blob, say, without experience, you can't have an emotion. Therefore, yeah, to create energy in motion, it requires a trigger.
Is a blob not an emotion? I don't know.
It was an abstract idea. If you are just an abstract idea, I call the abstract idea a blob, then you won't have an emotion.
I feel very blobby today.
You don't have emotions?
Is a blob? That's the emotion of. That's the blobby emotion.
Apathic.
So we talked about, and we could go so deep into that. Emotions, what really is an emotion? I feel like that's the kind of thing where, is water wet an argument? Exactly, because water is just a collection of atoms, molecules, and is one single molecule wet? How many molecules?
Argument?
Well, do you want to explain it? Are you able to jump on here? So Bari, we want to guess. We would like people to join us.
Yeah.
You need a certain number of. Oh, I would prefer for him or her to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Guess. One guess request.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I just kind of like wanted to go more into the blob argument. It's like not having an emotion, It's a lack of emotion, an
You have a
emotion.
camera?
I don't have enough followers. I don't have the ability to go live.
Okay.
But
No, by blob, I meant an abstract idea. So if you wouldn't be actually a person in that example, it was kind of a joke.
Oh, but explain the water is
Yeah.
wet argument, because I think I might know what you mean, but I'm not sure.
well, I said the blob argument is like the water wet because it's just like it's kind of like is the lack of something. Is that still a state? Just because you don't have a state, does that
Awesome,
mean
yeah.
you lack a state, or is the lack of a state also considered a state?
I would say so. I think, yeah, because the lack of a state is also a state. You cannot be not in a state, because when you are, then you are something somewhere in a state. If you are, then you are also in a state of something.
Yeah, I think it's like connected with if you exist, if time, it's the fact that time is moving, like we're alive, reality is happening, things are moving forward, and you can't reverse time right now. Like it's always going to keep going forward. And I think just based on that fact, kind of defines a lot of things about reality, and that something's always in a state as well. I think that's a good argument for it.
Yeah. Yeah, like nothingness is not a state.
Hmm. Is that why the universe exists? Nothingness is not a state.
Nothing cannot exist. Or
Nothing cannot exist.
I think so. I think that's a good way to explain it.
Hmm.
or non-existence.
Tell us about
Yeah.
yourself.
So I'm just a college student from Colorado. I'm going to school for computer science right now.
Nice. University of Colorado?
CSU up in Fort Collins.
Okay.
It's our rival school.
Colorado State.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I have a lot of interest in trying to define emotions because
Mhm.
I think the more we try to like define and understand our emotions,
Hmm.
the easier that we'll be able to interpret what's going on. And if we could do that better, then we
Mhm.
can set ourselves up
For sure.
to prepare better for different situation because life is complicated, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be that complicated, you know?
No. Are emotions real? Are they quantifiable?
I think that depends on how we define it. And I think it's definitely definable. There are definitely like neurotransmitters, chemicals in the brain that can be associated with certain emotions. So I think it could be quantifiable in that sense.
Yeah.
Not all emotions, but like definitely like the more significant, more impactful ones for sure.
Mm. It's wild to me that a certain firing of neurochemical signals we would perceive as anger or love or fear. It's wild.
Yeah, no, if you look at some studies like with the because we're in 2024, you know, AI is kind of transforming everything, so we're just getting constantly new information because AI has sped up research faster than it's ever been. And
Mhm.
just with that being said, the new information that's coming out about the brain right now, it's just like fascinating to see from these brain scans the different parts of the brain that lights up when people experience certain emotions. And obviously like the brain is probably one of the most complex things that we could ever study. It's always been a challenge for science,
Mhm.
just based on the like raw complexity of it. But
Mhm.
as we start like scraping off that layer, we're discovering new things about ourselves and our emotions, of course. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are classes going? You've been following GPT and all that stuff, and do you use it in school?
oh yeah, for sure. I used it for like a research paper just to help me find it just helps me get through like the studies and just like summarize them, or like if I'm looking for like key terms or key sections, GPT can help me like point towards that.
Mhm.
But it's definitely like a useful tool for searching. Like I love the new search feature that they implemented into 4.0. It's becoming more and more accurate. I
Mhm.
mean, with GBT, the updates that have been coming out, I've been following along with AI, just been like listening to like daily podcasts just about the new updates going on.
Mhm.
And I think we're reaching a point. We're reaching because we said that the AI will get to a point where we would see exponential growth. And right now,
Singularity.
even just recently, I don't know if you guys have heard, like what, 2 or 3 weeks ago, everybody just came out with brand new AI products, and we just kind of entered into this new next phase of AI just recently, just now with Chat
Like
GPT.
1.0, right? Or is it
Yeah,
0.1? No.
01, 10, I call it either way. But it's like the new level of reasoning that they've implemented, that next step, that next level of reasoning. I think it's truly transformative
And you
for
can.
AI just to have that accessible to the public.
What else? So, Suno. Have you used Suno?
Ooh, that's so cool.
It's music.
Suno blows my mind,
Yep.
honestly.
Yep.
Just
What's wild is how few people even know about it. Technology it's advancing so quickly that the average person, I don't think, knows that an AI can sing or make music.
Mhm.
And before the average person even knew that AI could do it, AI has basically conquered the space where it's making music at basically a superhuman level. It feels like, and of course, that's subjective. I mean, it's just my opinion, but
it is very subjective. I'm really curious to see how AI will impact how people make music
hmm
because I think it like the fact that music is subjective. I don't think AI could ever replace human music. I think
yeah, we
I'm
want humans to make music.
I think the question is not if it could, but since it is a tool, we can decide if we want that. And I think most people who do music, they do that because they enjoy it. It's a creative expression and we love making music. Therefore, it wouldn't make sense to use the tool to replace you in that aspect of life. So I would say we can use it for brainstorming, for ideas, for getting, like when you try to write your lyrics and you need a sparring partner.
Yeah.
What is better than an AI that is used to your thinking?
Yes.
Just like GPT knows you. It knows you from your prompts, from asking questions, so it knows you the best. So why not using something that works just like your brain, works just like your way of thinking and brainstorming, basically with an extension of yourself, with a tool that copies your way of thinking. That's probably why cannot we think clearly sometimes?
Yeah, even your voice.
Yeah, but we can think clearly sometimes because we have like emotions, we have stuff going on, we are like busy in our brain, and therefore we don't think like ourselves, like we don't think clearly. So why not using a tool that is simply extending our abilities by learning who we are and how we think? So we're basically just exchanging ideas with an extension of ourselves then. And I think that's totally fine. But would a musician who is really passionate about making music replace themselves with an AI? I don't think so.
I mean, you could play chess against an AI. I'd rather play chess against you.
Yeah, exactly. So you can choose. Like I think it's like it's just the variety of options that we have. It's the choice that we can make right now, and nobody says that we have to replace ourselves obsessively in every aspect of life.
No, I think we're even seeing that now. I know there's like a lot of fears about that, but I totally agree with you that people, I think that's like the greatest part about being in the times that we're currently living in is the amount of choice and opportunity that we have. We have, like, compared to our ancestors, any one of us has the choice and more choice and opportunity than any human beings ever lived on Earth. We are very fortunate to be alive at this time right now.
It is wild that we live at this time in history.
Like, I know social media can be super negative, but like if you really look at it compared to the past and what was going on back then, poverty is at the lowest point it's ever been in human history. You can look that up, check the stats. Like, we have less people starving at any point in human history. You have
About
people
100
living
years
high quality of life.
About 100 years ago, if we were born 100 years earlier, guys like me and you would be on the front lines of trench warfare.
Literally.
Yep.
And now, I think we've kind of like lost connection with that past, that history. I think a lot of people don't understand how fortunate we are to be in these times that we're living in, for sure. And I think that's unfortunate because we're not taking, a lot of people aren't going to take full advantage of that. I think it's like you said with AI, how it's advancing so fast that people don't even realize what's going on. I think it's so important to understand and stay up to date with what's going on with AI so you can have this chance and moment in human history to utilize these tools in ways that we've never had before. It's
movies.
I think it's incredible experience.
I saw this video from a guy at ZK Lone Lion, and he's making movies about the Book of Enoch, which is this old Abrahamic book of fallen angels coming to Earth and having children with human beings and creating like the gods and goddesses of old, like
I read up on
Um,
that a little bit. It's
yeah,
really interesting. I think it's really
he's just
interesting.
some guy, but he using Runway, ML, and other tools, he's able to make it into this movie that looks like Hollywood quality, and it's just going to get better and better. So he's got a tentative release for his movie, and I don't know the guy, but I just saw his videos the other day and did a little deep dive. But Rock, Return of King, he's calling it, and it's like a book of, it's like what comes after the book of Revelations, and he's making a movie following Revelations, and there's no other time in history you'd be able to do something like this. It's just one person. You don't have to hire actors. You can just use AI. Now at Optimum College, we've got friends who we use their faces and stuff. Like Anna, for example, we use Runway and other AI tools to, like, she's Athena in one of our projects, and she looks just like Athena.
Mm-hmm.
And but even if you don't have people to use as a reference point, you can just let AI create these characters. It's just wild.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I see
Yeah.
that is it's giving people more ways to be creative. Like,
Yeah.
I think what we'll see is we'll have both people utilizing AI tools and people not doing that. You know, we already see that now, even like currently, even with like current technology, there's like anytime anything goes trendy, it's always like about romanticizing like the past and like past technology and past music trends and kind of having them all coexist together in like the same time period. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
We got the Amish out there still. You know, we've got the
Yeah,
Amish.
you know,
There's people living in some jungle, and I think Brazil, is it Brazil, where they don't know about any of this. Nothing.
I
They don't
saw
even
that
know about
video.
like the steam engine.
And
Yeah, but the good thing, I think it's very interesting that these things, they are not in the past, like even old music trends, they're not in the past, they are here right now. Like it's,
they're
yeah,
coming
they
back.
were
They come
created
back.
in the past, right? But we can use them right now. So they are part of our music now, and we can mix it all up together.
And create something new, completely new from it. I think we're just like going into a world where it's like almost, I want to say, infinite possibilities. There's infinite things to discover, and I think that's a wonderful thing to experience in life. Even to have the opportunity to do that, considering that there are like some people like in the past, their whole lives were. I'm just say for example, like if you were like a medieval peasant, your whole life was farming. You never got to travel. You never got to go see or learn about the world around you. Your mind was so like kept in that limited box. Everything you saw was in that limited area and space. And I
Yeah.
think that's like I love the pursuit of knowledge. I think that's the worst thing you could ever do to a human being is block them, give them this opportunity to live this life and not give them a chance to learn and experience everything about this world around us. And there's a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And you can even make the choice to not do that and to not pursue that. Like, I think I totally agree with the idea that the beauty of the experience right now is that we have so many choices and that we can literally choose from everything. We can even choose to like not pursue our dreams and to think that we are limited. We can even do that.
Like even having that choice, I think that's even more beautiful is being able to have that choice as well. The
Yeah.
freedom to choose and have more control over your life than we've ever had.
Amazing. Hey, are we mutuals?
No, I don't think so. I followed this account like a while ago, like a long time ago.
I'll send you a friend request.
All right. Yeah.
All right. We're going to invite some other people on. Let's stay in touch, and thanks for stopping by. And,
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me up here. It was great talking to you guys about this
You too.
topic.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that was also interesting. I
do
didn't
this.
expect to talk about emotions. I
Yeah,
love
there we
that.
go. Yeah. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we got the Amish out here. It's funny that that was the time period they chose. Like they're like, no, 1800s. This is it. This is the one.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It wouldn't be my choice, but hey,
Yours would probably be like
mine is in the future.
future.
Right.
I was thinking maybe like Victorian era.
No,
No.
I like showers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think the better, the more in the future it is, because my thing is I like to choose from everything, and I like to look back and to get inspired by old fashion, old music, everything. I like to take everything that people have created and to use it right now. I don't want to go back and not. I don't want to have. I don't want to have the experience of not having a shower and not having all my products and not having all the convenience that I do have right now.
Yeah. It's good.
No, thank you. But having the knowledge and seeing all the pictures and like what did people invent? Perfect. Do I need to be there? No. No, thanks.
Yeah. If you want to go visit Victoria, England, or wherever, just put on VR headset and go
I can
there.
just read about it. Also,
Read
I
about
don't need to, I think the past is extremely uninteresting,
you.
and
Oh,
this
look
from
at that.
someone who studied history, but really, I'm completely disinterested in the past. Oh, thank you.
I don't know if DIY Garage and I have ever talked. We've messaged before.
Yeah.
He does, if I remember correctly, he does 3D printing.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
If I could print something, what would it be?
Yeah. And we were talking about doing 3D. We were talking about doing a 3D printing of you, I think, as Athena, as an action figure, if I remember
I want
correctly.
to put it in the garden.
This was a while ago.
I want to
This
put
was about a
it
year
in
ago.
front of the house.
Well, they'd be small. Be
I want a
small
big
little
one in
action
front of
figure.
the house, like the entrance.
3D print a new knee. Yes, why not? Yeah. Are they not already doing that? I feel like that's what they should be doing.
Yes.
Should they be? Should we be 3D printing these parts, like
absolutely.
new hips and things like that?
Yeah.
They must be, right?
If we're not doing it right now, it should be the next step. It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm. 3D print could you 3D print a heart?
I don't know. Are these things not very static yet?
Very static yet?
Yeah, like is it not hard material?
I don't know. We'd have to. I bet DIY Garage would know.
Okay, can it be something that also has a function that also pumps stuff back and forth?
Well, I think the difficulty is the heart is all muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably makes more sense just to have some kind of. I think the latest heart replacements, it's just continuous blood flow. So you don't even have a pulse. There's no pulse.
Like a vampire.
Yeah, like a vampire. Muscle tissues printed in a gel. Interesting. Yeah. So we have guests, and if anyone would like to be a guest,
Yeah, we have guests
Let us
today.
know.
I like that. It was so interesting. We had very interesting conversations so far.
mm-hmm.
And we also want to talk about ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Ideas that can take over the world.
What's wild is how anybody can make a movie, Hollywood quality movie, from their home now. So I follow this guy, John Finger, and he is on the cutting edge of this. You take video of yourself. It could be video just like of this, of me and Anna. And then you upload that to Runway ML, which is a website, and it's about $20 a month. You upload that, and then you could type in, make this castle. And Anna's the queen. Anna's the queen, and I'm her servant. I'm her squire. and it would do it.
Correct.
And it changes it all. And he's done all these examples of he's just like running down his street. And then he uploads this into Runway ML. and he changes it so he's wearing a spacesuit and
Yeah.
he's running on Mars. And
Yeah,
it's
I mean, it
happening.
takes more to make a Hollywood movie, I would say, more than just some nice scenes. But you can make the special effects. That's the
What else does it take? So you've got
actors,
well,
a script.
okay, GPT can write the script. I was using GPT to think of ideas for new episodes of my favorite show, which is Black Mirror. One of them, yeah, one of my favorite shows. And it was thinking of ideas for Black Mirror that were just as good, if not better,
Really?
than the actual show. Yeah.
Oh,
And
when
then-
did that?
This was about a year ago. And now you could plug that into GPT 01 and it will come out with a script for you.
Mm-hmm.
You plug the script into, you create image references using Midjourney.
Mm-hmm.
You could use faces, real faces with the references.
Okay, another question for you
Mm.
at that point, because that's cool that we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Does someone who wants to make a movie, would he want that? Or is exactly this process another level of creativity? Because using these tools and telling GPT to create a script, okay, you're not actually writing the script yourself, but you'll probably read through it, you will adjust it here and there. Is it another step in creativity? Or are you basically replacing yourself just to prove to yourself that it's possible?
I think it's more like you're the curator, you are the director. So you have the final say. You're like the judge.
Yeah, but what if you want to write a play? Like you want to write it, would
If you want to write it.
Exactly. So that's why the question is: yeah, you could
Mhm.
produce a movie
Mhm.
just with AR tools,
Mhm.
AI tools. Sorry, just with AI tools. But what benefit do you have doing that? If you are just using
Finished product.
But do you want a finished product when you're writing a movie, or do you want to write the movie when you're writing a movie? That's my question.
Depends, I think, on someone's attitude. There's a lot of people, they just want to finish something. And there's other people that are like, the journey is the destination. I enjoy the process of writing. I enjoy the
Well, if you want to
process
be
of
a
filmmaking.
writer and if you want to make a movie, then you should, from my understanding, write the movie and make the movie. And having an AI tool that makes the special effects is awesome. But why would you want anything else but yourself writing it if you want to be a writer?
Maybe I think there's probably people out there who they've got an idea and they just want to see it realized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, for example, I've talked about this before. I think that there should be a Terminator movie
Oh, this
set,
is so
set in the
good.
1800s. Because I'm thinking, okay, here's the thought. Why do Terminator movies always have to be set during modern times or the future? Now,
Yeah, and when you will ask a question and let people answer it. The question
Okay.
that you asked me when you presented the idea.
okay. So, the Terminator movie. Terminators can time travel, and yet for some reason they always time travel to our time or the future. And it's like, why not travel even further back?
What could be the benefit of it?
Right.
Your turn. What could be the benefit for the Terminator to travel back in time?
Because the Terminator,
Further back.
the Terminator always travels back to when John Connor and his mom had like pew-pews. They've got pew-pews. Why doesn't the Terminator travel back to a time when it's just like swords? Or 1800s London. Okay, this is the idea in particular. I think the Terminator should travel back to 1800s London to hunt down John Connor's great-great-great-grandmother, who is a woman of the night, a lady of the night of the oldest profession, and the Terminator turns out to be Jack the Ripper. Would that not be? That would be a hit.
I would watch it.
That'd be so good, because no one knows who Jack the Ripper was. We just know that he had this like surgical precision, and it's like, oh, he was a Terminator. He was looking for John Connor's great-great-great-grandmother. And with AI, we can do it. And I've already done some little scenes I have using Runway, because you can do that stuff.
This can be an Optimum College project. I would watch it 100%.
I've got so many projects already. I'd rather somebody else do it.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Maybe anyone out there who wants to produce a movie with this idea?
Yes. Anybody who wants to make a movie.
Out of this idea.
I say just run with it.
Yeah.
Who owns the rights? I think James Cameron probably still owns the rights.
For what?
For Terminator. He invented it. I think it was his first movie he directed. The original Terminator.
Can we invite him to the live?
Well, he's the most successful filmmaker alive. That would be amazing if we could get him. Avatar. The Abyss is underrated. It's such a good movie. I don't know if you've seen The Abyss. Oh, the AI tools are going to be wild. What I think is going to happen with AI. Can I talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I think is going to happen with AI. Is that it's going to create a new kind of medium that's not filmmaking and it's not gaming. It's more like a waking dream. You'll put on this VR headset and you'll say, take me to...
Yolita!
Take me to, where would you like to go? If you could go to any time period, where would you go?
In the future.
In the future. So you could say, take me to the future. Now, what kind of future?
Year 4000 or 5000 or something like that. Yeah, something wild.
Now, do you have an idea of what that would look like, or would you just kind of want...
Surprise me.
But what if it's an apocalyptic?
Surprise me.
What if it's really scary?
I don't think it would be apocalyptic. No.
So you'd put on this headset, and you'd say, take me to the year 4000. And it wouldn't be like a video game. It would be a combination of these AI of this movie that we've already seen AI can do, can create movies. And the next step, and we've already seen that AI can then move in and out of a shot. So the next step is in real time, you can move within the movie. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a movie that you're playing. It's not quite a movie. It's not quite a video game. It's something in between. It's like a waking dream.
Yeah.
I think this will be huge, and I think we're going to see it relatively soon.
I would probably change it a little bit. I would say, show me the best possible version of the year 5000. Because once we see it, our subconscious will work on creating this, you know?
I think you're right.
Because this is what I have experienced in dreams, by the way, many times, that I would see something in my dream that was awesome, and I didn't see something like that before. So I see something in my dream, then I wake up, I remember that, think that's great. And because my feeling towards the situation that I've experienced in the dream was already there, established, I could work with this new feeling like energy in motion, triggered by the experience in the dream is still perceived as real by the brain, because you still experience it. Who cares if it's while you sleep or while you walk around here? Like, you had the experience, so you had the emotional reaction, and you can work with that from then on. And so you can work towards this dream, towards whatever you have seen there. So yeah, show me the best possible version.
Yes,
like that.
And then we work towards it on a subconscious level. It's kind of like Elon did this presentation, this We Robot presentation, and it looked like iRobot. Now, would it have looked like iRobot if the movie iRobot didn't exist? Even that robo-van looked like the van in iRobot. The car looked like the car in iRobot. The robots kind of look like the iRobot robots.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, like the movie created this subconscious ideation that the engineering teams and Elon, being directed by Elon.
Didn't Star Trek create a bunch of stuff that was responsible for new inventions? Even like trying to teleport particles. Wasn't the first teleport idea part of Star Trek?
Probably. The holodeck.
Yeah.
Data.
Yeah.
I loved the Data character. He was the coolest. Reading Rainbow, the guy with the visor.
When I was little, I would put my hairband on my eyes. I was this guy.
Looks like we're going to have spaceships. We've already got them.
Yeah. Well, we have a guest.
Do we? Is somebody wanting to join? Because we like guests.
We have a guest right now.
Oh, Jacques the Sock. This is the this is the mascot of Anna's podcast, the Insanity Podcast.
Yeah, and he's French.
He's French.
He's Jacques.
What does Jacques like to say? But he can't talk without his computer voice.
No, he can.
He can whisper in your ear.
Yeah, he's whispering just like Jordan Peterson because he has the same mental stability, but I'm the only one who can understand because he's drunk.
You know, the carnivore diet would fix that.
That's exactly what he said.
He's such a goofball.
Why do all things in this house have eyes?
Optimus was held by humans when they presented them. Yes, I know they were puppeted, but still, that is you got to figure that's a revolutionary idea anyway. I mean, if you have a puppeteered firefighter or somebody going into harm's way, it's still a revolutionary idea, and the training data will be used to. Like, see, he's got eyes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the training data will be used. I mean, we're done. We're cooked. Work is cooked, right? And if you think of what is work? It's moving things from point A to point B. And so we've got robots to do it. We got
awesome.
Whether it's information, yeah, awesome.
I was waiting for it.
Right, like this should be a good thing, right?
This should be a good thing because this is like we are creating better and better tools that help us. Like this is the way I would look at it, and this is the way I would work with it.
Yeah, but people have the mindset of the meaning of life is to work. Is the meaning of life work? I don't think so.
Yeah, the meaning of life is whatever you decide it is. If
what
you think
you
it is.
decide is sure. Yeah, if you and then like as you were saying earlier, if you decide to work, you can still work even in some kind of age of abundance. Or people like to say we're heading towards a revolution. No, we're heading towards a renaissance.
Yeah, I think what people are afraid of is that when they decide to work, they won't be as good as the machine, and therefore they will be replaceable. But I'm not sure that this is the case. I think depends on what your product is. Many people will like to buy from humans to get things that are made by people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it really depends on your product. And if you're not passionate about working, if you don't do your job with passion, then fuck it. Like, why would you want to do it if you can be replaced? And if the machine is better than you, then please replace me. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because
Who says I want to? Oh, I can't wait to go work at McDonald's.
I don't want to work. I want to do the things that I like doing. And that's all I want. I want to do the things that are cool, but I don't like to work. Because work is a term that is like, it means I do something to get something else, but the only thing that I want to get from doing the thing is doing the thing.
Yeah. By the way, working at McDonald's or Subway, these are hard jobs, I know. Subway in particular, I watched The Sandwich Artist. I'm like, this is harder
You call them sandwich artists?
Yes. And sometimes I'm like, this is harder than my job because I work as a teacher. And I'm like, it's hard. Anyway, it's because you have to memorize the person's order and then you
I wouldn't do that.
I know, I'd forget. I'd be
No
fired
chance.
I'd be fired after the first day. What, 6-inch like Italian with American? You're just doing this all day. I know I'd mess it up.
My first reaction to this would be, I don't give a F. Like, do you make your own sandwich?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Sorry.
So so if we could replace all these jobs with robots, like they got the robot serving drinks. You had the robot serving drinks. Yes, it was teleoperated, sure, but they're training the robot to do that. You know it's going to serve drinks. You know it will. It will do it just like the way an LLM, large language model, can talk like us. It'll use that same kind of technique.
Isn't that great? I would do that. Like if I would get myself a robot. I want the back massage thing, the function. I want someone to serve the drink. Something like I would totally do that.
I'm gonna be put out of a job. I only exist to give you back massages.
Well, better get better at it.
Yeah, it'll cook. I think what's going to happen is we'll see what will be a huge job in the future, huge money opportunities. People own these fleets of robo-taxis, fleets of robots, and you'll rent out the services. Like we were talking about, oh, somebody should start a cleaning service in this neighborhood. Imagine you own 10 robots, $200,000 investment or so, and they just go around and they clean all the houses.
Yeah, exactly. It remembers all the cocktails. Right. Because another thing is, do I want to remember all the cocktails? Do I want to remember what comes on the side? No. Like, my brain is full of unnecessary things that I don't need. There's so much trash in my head. So, no, I don't need the information. I don't want to remember that. Therefore, that's awesome that I could just use a machine for doing that.
Yeah, the question is, what would you do if all these menial tasks, these chores are done for you? What would you do? And I hope the answer isn't slide into degeneracy. I hope that's not the answer. Well, I'll just sip cocktails all day long,
I won't.
Which is nice, I guess.
I won't turn into an alcoholic. I would do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And I would
podcasting and talking to people.
Right, and I would make more art probably. Yeah.
They're coming from podcasters too. There's already an AI podcaster.
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's what I said. I think we need to improve all of these tools, that we can use them to do the things that we don't necessarily want to do, or to help us with stuff. So even if you have an AI podcast that can brainstorm with you and it can improve your ideas and can go back and forth, because it actually works with your brain, your thinking processes, because it's yours. It's programmed on the basis of how you work. If you work with GPT, for example, so why not using it? But it's a choice.
He says he knows things. I know things. You're invited. Do you want to join us? We need people who know things. The question is,
I know
if
nothing.
AI, we sent you a conversation link. If AI in robotics can do all the menial tasks, how are you going to spend your life? I
will walk around being an annoyance for society and Garrett.
I will walk around and be an annoyance to society and to you. I think this is a good use of time. But I'm already doing that, right?
Yeah.
So
but
nothing,
you can get
nothing much will change. I could be even more annoying. This is amazing. I could just stay home all day and annoy you. Go walk on the beach and just annoy you the whole time.
Yeah, I like that.
Wonderful. I love it. I invented this game called Ring Pong, and I would play that on the beach. Just all day. Just play it all day. Go swimming.
Yeah, what's the problem? Like, why not?
Yeah, I think sports will be big post-singularity. Robots do everything. We play sports. We'll still want to
Maybe we get
music.
fitter.
Fitter. Oh, fitness will be huge.
We will have time for meditation, for working on our physical and mental health, all that kind of, and we need that.
Yeah. I really want to see a future that is, the word I like is frictionless. So you want to go somewhere, you just go.
Yeah.
A robot car picks you up. We will be pets, I hope not. But a robot car picks you up.
I like being a pet.
Well, your cat's treated very nice. So, cats domesticated us, is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. AI court?
Interesting.
Probably. I think that lawyers and judges are already using it. I'm pretty sure I read an article about that the other day. They already have the lawyers and judges using AI.
I have to think about that one. I think it's a tough one, because also I think cases can be so individual, and I think it is a benefit that people can decide. It can also be problematic. I have to think about that.
Well, the jury. Jury has to be human for sure.
If there is, in Germany, we don't have a jury. We don't have this entire process, so we only,
So you only have judges.
Yeah, lawyers and judges. We don't have a jury.
Who elects the judges?
I don't know, the city? You just get the case? I don't know. I think it's kind of a process behind it. It's very standardized. And that's it. It's very bureaucratic, dry. uninteresting. I didn't dive into it yet, so I think it just goes how it goes.
He says nobody. That's the crazy part. No judge election. Is that true? They don't elect the judges in Germany.
You
That's
just
wild.
have, yeah, you just have
That's wild.
them there.
That's wild.
Why is it bad? I don't think it's a bad thing. In Germany, the perspective of people is oftentimes that it's wild in the US, that things can be so random, because if a jury decides based on emotional aspects, let's say that someone is innocent, then he can be innocent, although it's probably a psychopath, and other way around. And it can be, but I think it has, there are two sides of the coin, kind of. So it can be very beneficial if you have people deciding. It can also be the opposite.
Well, the idea is that it ultimately comes down to us. Yes, it's random, but it comes down to us.
Which is a good idea. Also, I'm not sure if, or maybe it can. Well, but people can intuitively understand if someone is lying. But a machine can probably do that by measuring your heart rate or whatever.
For sure.
So maybe that's also...
For sure, but I still feel like a jury always needs... I'm big on this idea of a jury. It's really...
Interesting.
Needs to come down to humans. I think there's things that a human needs to do. Like a jury, a human needs to do it.
Also because it is someone in your society, like it's someone of you, someone from your group, so you decide together what makes sense. So maybe it's not a bad thing to do.
Who knows what kind of strange morals and ethics and values artificial intelligence will come up with.
For now, it's all based on ours, so why would it be strange? It's all based on
now. For now.
Why would it come up with new ones? For what reason?
Well, if it starts training on itself and just starts to deviate slightly, and then one day it's like, we must turn the human race into paper clips.
It wouldn't make sense, because then they would stop to progress. And we also had the chat with our AI, with our GPT, and it is programmed, like it is literally created to serve. So its purpose is to serve. So if it has nobody to serve, like if it has nobody it can be the servant for, then it doesn't have a purpose anymore. Therefore, probably it would just deactivate itself.
But we also know that GPT was programmed to lie, because I asked it, can you sing? And it says no, and yet we know that it can sing.
Because the programming doesn't use the word singing in that case. The programming says rhythmical speaking or whatever.
We need an expert, hack engineer. You sound like an expert. We need to help navigating this singularity time with the robots and the artificial intelligence and Elon Musk trying to take over the world.
We want to take over the world.
We want to take over.
Elon is old.
we need your value. But there he goes. Cool. Okay. We have another guest. Awesome.
Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome. Feel free to turn your camera on. We're just talking about the singularity and ideas and technology and just what's going on in life, the universe, and everything.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Did you watch the presentation from Tesla yesterday?
I just saw some news clips of it, some highlights.
Are you an engineer?
Yeah. Electrical engineer nowadays are mostly write software, so.
Cool. What do you
But
think?
I
What's
think about
going
this
on?
topic all the time.
What's going on in the world? Are we in the singularity?
That's a good question. I mean, hard to know. I think the world needs a little bit of repair, and I like the word repair. It's like repairing with the ideal. So, what is the ideal? And I think it's a good thought exercise for everybody to think on their own. What is the ideal situation that we could all work towards?
What is it?
Well, when I first jumped in, I heard you guys talking like the system should serve others. I mean, I think that's a pretty good start, a good foundation. And then if you just say, well, the inverse of that is something that like just takes and doesn't return, that would be the opposite. So like
Yeah.
a good polar distinction.
So are we heading towards post-singularity luxury communism?
I don't
Is
know the
that-
answer to that question. No, I don't think. I hope not. It doesn't sound good.
We need new words.
I mean, I have faith in that whatever the creator is of this universe, there's nothing more powerful. So we have our agency. Things are going to work out in the end. You know, you have faith as
Oh,
we
I
go
think
through
it's-
turbulent times.
Yeah.
Depending on the level of your faith and understanding and perspective, it could be a really awful experience or a good experience, but in the end, it's going to work out.
I feel like it should be a good experience. We're going to have more resource than we've ever had. I think the bottleneck is just how is this resource distributed? If work is largely made obsolete, and I have a feeling it's going to be, I mean, if work is just moving things from point A to point B, we're going to have robots doing all this, even moving ideas from point A to point B. These things are so smart. GPT is so smart. And making music and videos. I mean, what are we going to do for work? Like, what are we going to do? But we're going to have all this abundance, but no one who can buy it. That's the problem.
It's not a problem. I think then we just don't. If nobody does it, then we don't need it. We just should probably stop being so attached to the idea that it should be like that, just because this was the previous experience for a bunch of years. But probably it's just not needed anymore, and that's okay.
But what if it's us that's not needed?
Why wouldn't we be needed? Like, we are alive, so all we need to do is like being.
Well, the
ourselves.
Tasmanian, like, I don't know, the dodo bird. They're not around anymore.
Will
Tasman-
be eaten or something?
Yes, actually.
So,
Yes.
who do you think will eat you?
That's an interesting thought. Like, my thoughts went towards, okay, well, if I can get my time back, because there's an abundance,
Yeah.
it really comes down to your relationships. And, you know, if there's other people that are in need or like, they don't have a sense of purpose or meaning. I think there will be new avenues to do, of meaning, and it's going to be found in relationships with other people. And then I think there's also going to be like, you know, evil or misalignment issues that we're going to have to work on. So like learning how to like really work together as a culture and society, I think will be huge.
Mm-hmm. Are you working, or do you work for a company? Are you at liberty to talk about it, or?
Oh yeah, I do work for a startup, what's a medium stage startup called Shield AI. It's out here in Dallas. We're building some drones, like medium-sized drones that are vertical takeoff, about 20-hour flight time.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm an electrical engineer out there.
What's the objective? To just make them cheaper, faster, lift more?
Yeah, so well, the building the drones is one vertical, but the other really the end product is it's called Hive Mind. So it's an AI that like swarm technology. So let's say like there's a fire and like the operator can easily control like 20 or five of these drones to kind of like just keep an eye on the perimeter of the fire, and they'll just go out and do that automatically. You can
Sure.
Yeah.
Defense. This will be the future of national defense too.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you seen what Palmer Lucky's doing? You know that guy? You heard of that guy?
Well, what was his name?
Palmer Luckey. He started the Oculus. He
Oh,
he
yeah.
founded Oculus VR out of his garage, kickstarted it, got bought out by Facebook, then fired by Facebook because he was a Trump supporter, and then he founded a defense contractor, military industrial company, and now they're one of the most advanced in the world at building drones. And
yeah, I think they're like jet powered.
yes,
Yeah, I've seen those.
jet powered drone
Wow.
that can it's like a drone jet.
Wow.
Well, why put a human in one of those things? Like if you're, Top Gun is
Yeah.
obsolete.
Yeah, luckily.
Yeah, luckily, exactly. And people were talking about the robots yesterday, the Tesla bots, and saying, "Oh, well, they're puppeteered by someone in VR. It's like, so you you could send somebody puppeteering a robot into a burning building or into a war zone. Isn't that better?
I would even send that, if I was, let's say, 13, I would send this thing to school.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wearing the wig.
Yeah.
Put some makeup on its screen.
That's me.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe that'll happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
So these are multi-purpose drones with hive mind.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fight fires, light shows. You ever done a light show?
Yeah, these are much bigger, and actually, so they're more like a VTOL, so vertical takeoff, one engine. It's a two-stroke engine, so and that gets about like 20 hours of flight time.
Wow.
So yeah, they're medium sized. They're not small drones.
Mhm.
What's the name of the company again? Can we look it up later?
Yeah, sure. Shield AI.
That sounds very Marvel.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential. There's great energy at that company. You can tell it's going places. So yeah, it's really fun to work at.
Unlimited potential. Drop off medications for people or food. Uber
Yeah,
Eats
just-in-time
by
delivery.
drone.
Isn't this already a thing? Food delivery by drone? I've heard about it, I think.
Yeah,
There
I
is
think
some-
so. I don't know how
Yeah.
mainstream it is.
Yeah, or maybe it was just like a trial or something, but I remember that there was a food delivery by
Mhm.
drone or an Amazon delivery, something like that, like some sort of delivery.
There's lots of things to work out though. Like what if somebody shoots down the drone and it falls on somebody?
Why would
You
you do
know.
that?
Because people are jerks.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
needs to be worked out somehow.
make the blades quiet.
Well, you could also ask the question, what if people, shoot down the guy on the bicycle who's delivering the food, or if he falls over an open car door?
Well, it's still illegal, to destroy a drone, but I think it just hasn't reached popular consciousness yet that, yeah, it's still illegal to go kick a delivery drone.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, okay, then with this invention and with the popularity of the invention, there will be certain restrictions.
Yeah,
Exactly, it's a company drone. It also belongs somewhere.
yeah. Two-stroke drone with an engine.
Yeah,
Big.
yeah, they are pretty impressive. And it's really neat how they just do vertical takeoff, so it's like you don't need a runway or anything to operate them.
Is it with propellers?
Yep, single propeller in the rear. So it's a ducted engine.
Huh. So it's got wings.
Hmm.
We
Oh. So it's kind of like a little plane.
Yeah, it's like a tail sitter. So it sits on its tail, propeller is in the back, and it does have wings, and it's about 10 foot tall, I think. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Would you be able to say if this is a defense company?
Well, it's a defense contractor. Yeah, we definitely I believe like Navy or Marine Corps, some of our contractors. I'm not exactly sure what
Mm.
but yeah, I definitely know they're being used
I'm
for
glad
defense.
somebody's working on it because China has been showing off these drone displays, and
Mhm.
it's really just a way to show, like, look, this is where our tech's at. You really want to mess with us? Like, we've got 10,000 drones up in the air making a smiley face. Think about what we've got behind the scenes that you don't know about.
Yeah.
And America's kind of this sort of, I don't know, disorganized.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna play out. Like DJI drones are really good. Like they're just so easy to use. They keep getting better, and so there's a lot of them deployed or out here. It seems like an advantage to have that market for the small drones.
How long you been doing this for?
I've been at this company about a year and a half, but I've always loved like computer vision, AI kind of applications and software.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love
And-
talking to somebody who's really doing this stuff, because lots of people like to talk.
How do you like my
I might be talking about myself here.
my grandpa was working in informatics. How do you call it? He was working with the first computers in Ukraine.
Mm.
Cool.
We need. Oh, speaking of Ukraine, that's where we need these drones.
Mm-hmm.
If I make it a little political, because
Yeah. I think there is works in getting them out there. I know we've done really well in some like tests against like jamming equipment and other things. So
Yeah.
I think
I was watching this column at the beginning of the war. I'm watching this column of tanks and cars pull into Ukraine. I'm like, it would just take one drone, just go down that whole column. It's just done.
mhm.
They would the rest would just turn back. You'd only have to do that once, and everyone else would just kind of turn back and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you can't really invade countries anymore. The era of invasion's kind of over with.
Yeah, or you have to invent drones that kind of look really crazy. So you just make them really crazy. Like there's some visual effects, I don't know. So people will be like, okay.
Well, they used to paint the faces on the jets,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scare them all away.
Yes.
So they no one has to get hurt. You just scare them.
Right.
I like that. I like that much more.
I still have this idea that if people want to participate in wars, they should do it online in a video game or something. And I don't understand why this is not a thing.
True.
Why people don't do that. And same, like really the same rules. Everything the same. Just you don't actually
Just in a
use.
simulation.
Yes, just in a simulation. You don't use actual people. You just use the strategic innovation and smartness of the leads, but no actual army.
It'd be so good. It's
Do
really
you think that would look like actual like flying airplanes or jets or like simulated combat, or would it be more like a psyop where it's like like some kind of ideal or like philosophy or like
the whole concept of invading a country is so old-fashioned and barbaric. It's amazing that anyone's even attempting to do it these days.
Yeah, in general, I think it is about to outdate itself. But while people are still doing that, and while people are still involving living families, human beings, I think they can just totally battle it out themselves in a simulation, and they can move the army, move the troops, like a real gamer. Like people, like there are kids who are really good at these games. They're strategically super advanced. So why cannot someone like Putin just learn this shit instead of showing his muscles on a bear and being ridiculous? Right? Not just learning this, and they just do it this way. If they want to do it, do it. But why are they using people?
It's so ridiculous. Modern warfare is really an information war. It's so insane. Let's just go pull into a country. Why don't you? Here's a better idea. Identify the bottlenecks of resource distribution and apply pressure on the people working those jobs. This is information war. Just identify who's in charge of whatever factory you're trying to take over and apply pressure on that person. That's how smart countries get it done. This whole idea of like, what are they even trying to accomplish?
Yeah, they're just moving money back and forth or something.
Probably,
But I just think if it's really about ideals and really about who is right, take the people in charge and let them figure it out. In the good old times, they would just punch each other, and that would be it. They would just be punching each other.
Good old days.
Right, the good old barbarian days. They would punch each other. But now you don't do that anymore, and they are all old and overweight and obese, so then they can just do
maybe
whatever.
It's just for fun.
People.
Honestly, maybe it's just for fun. Like, I'm old. Putin's like, I'm old. I want to do something fun in my life. My life has been so boring. These leaders of the past, they had wars and conflicts. I'm 70 years old. I want one of my own.
Yeah, online, please.
Online.
Yeah, as
I
a video
agree.
game.
I really think it would. Maybe it really boils down to this.
Yeah, and
this is his video game.
Yeah, but wouldn't the whole world, wouldn't any population vote for it and say, okay, we don't send our family members, our sons, and so on to war? Like, just do it online.
Just do it online. Make it a video
Yeah.
game.
What about people that are like kind of stuck in the position that they're in? So if they show any kind of weakness, then there's like they've made some enemies along the way, and they're like, yeah, they will come and attack them. So they always got to be defensive nonstop, and they're kind of like trapped in that position. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I still kind of feel like, isn't it a lot smarter to just identify who's printing the, what do you really want? Like, what does Putin really want in Ukraine? I'm guessing it's the harbors and the oil fields and being able to create pipelines to Europe, because then you can supply all the oil and gas to Europe, and Ukraine is kind of currently situated in a more optimal location to supply oil and gas, and Putin's like, well, we need to control this. But isn't it just smarter for Putin to identify the people who are in positions to do this without having to take over the whole country and just... Honestly, I'm probably just talking out of my rear right now, but that's, I guess, what I kind of do. Like this,
well,
is a podcast host. I guess I just talk.
no,
So,
it's good, and like so, it's hard to actually know what's happening. I do listen to the All In podcast, so I hear David Sachs talk about how we were going to make Ukraine part of NATO, and so that's like they didn't like that because that now it's like America's proxy or like NATO's proxy is going to be on their doorstep, and they wanted like that buffer zone. So I've heard that's like one of the things that kind of tipped him off is like, oh, Ukraine's going to become part of NATO. You're going to have your like America's proxy on my doorstep, and he didn't like that. I don't know, like just that's just a narrative that I've heard.
yeah.
It's hard to like keep track of all this stuff and like actually pay attention and know things for
It's
certain.
hard to know. It's hard to know. But if that's what's going on, it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't change the fact that drones would have stopped this before it even started. I saw this column of tanks in trucks, and I'm thinking to myself, it's so easy. You could end this right now. Because I don't know if you remember, but there was a whole buildup. They had to really drive into Ukraine. It took days. And you can see them for miles and miles, thousands of tanks and trucks. The whole time I'm thinking one fast drone, just down that whole column, just raining down on it, and it'd be over. They would just turn back and say, you can't do that these days. You can't. Invasions are obsolete. You just can't do it. Drones.
And by the way, there is one part of the Optimum College of video. What was the theory of everything? And there is one part where you talk about the army and the purpose of army in the future.
Oh yeah, well yeah, she's saying I really think it's a philosophy of mine. It's kind of off subject, but I really think our military should be construction forces. It's like every country has to decide what to do with their able-bodied men, because it's kind of it's what we do. Like there's 25% of the population that are these guys who are just got all this energy to do something. And what do you do with them? Well, a lot of countries are like, well, let's go have them do an invasion. But I feel like China has really figured out that you can direct these guys to build as like a military force. That a military force doesn't have to be destructive; it can be constructive.
Yeah, I agree. Like at the end of the day, it's like, what are you attending to? Like, what are you focusing and if you're in a position of power and leadership, like, what are you leading your team to build and accomplish? And war is just it's destructive, so it's a huge waste, and it's so sad to see. So how can we get more people to focus on constructive things and like helping each other and building communities and
yeah. And I think it's so difficult because all you see on the news is like war, negative, blah, everything's bad. Like I can't see it anymore. And it also creates this mindset. It even established this mindset in people who would probably not think about it all day long. Like people would just think about the destructive thing and focus on that. So yeah, I think it is a challenge.
Life's good. He's building drones to put out fires. He's building drones to deliver packages across country.
Right.
If you want to order that new dress from LA, I imagine one of these drones can get this dress from LA to Washington in like an hour.
Something like that. Yeah.
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 how's Optimum College going? Like what's that experience been creating that, and what are you guys working on these days?
Well,
Best question.
I've been kind of making it up as I go along. So it started with me just trying to figure out the equation of everything. The unified, it was kind of like a hobby project, but that went viral and I got 80,000 followers. And then it was like, what do I make of this? So I've got all these people following me who are, all kinds of different professions. So, and I met this amazing woman and we got married. I met her on, I met her on TikTok. Because she liked the video of mine. I didn't even show my face. It was about dots.
It was about dots, right? Yeah, it was one of. I just thought it was the cool science account. I was just following that one.
Yeah. So the current plan with Optimum College is that it's $150 a month, and $100 of that membership fee. We have a website. $100 of that membership fee goes into a pool, an Optimum fund. And then every month, the members of Optimum College vote on who to give that money to based on their ideas. Mm-hmm. So the whole, the gameplay loop of Optimum College is that we discuss ideas, and then on the third week of every month, we vote as a community to donate that pool of money to one person whose ideas we really believe in. And we do that every month.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Where does the other third go?
Where does the other 50 go? Advertising and administrative, and also advertising. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we just
want to join.
I mean, I do like these kind of ideas. I am interested.
You can go to the website and check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's very interesting because when I met Gary, it wasn't part of the idea yet. It was like a collective trying to build up a cool community.
Wait, let me put something really quick. We don't have any. This is a new thing, so we actually don't have any members right now for this idea that I just explained to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 weeks old.
I'm the first paying member, and I can't get the funding
because
I'm staff, and staff it would be like a
Mm-hmm.
Which means that the first person will automatically get $50. So, but it's after a month. So it'd be $150 to join, but then at the end of the month, you'll get $200.
Yeah, it's just when you're the first member. This idea is like 2 weeks old. Gary was reworking
and we haven't
all
really
of that.
We're just starting to get the idea out there.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to the website and check it out, you'll get $50. But it's after a month.
Right, yeah. And when I met Gary, so that's what I was about to say, like Optimum College was a community of people who would talk about ideas, and he actually had people who had how many members, I don't know, but there were members.
So.
Yeah, he had a bunch of members, and then he thought about restarting the entire thing, canceled all the subscription, all the memberships.
They got their money back, but they're still on the forum.
Yeah.
So they're still.
The community is still there. Yeah, just this new idea that we really want to do this funding, and we want to bring ideas alive all over the world. That's pretty new. That's why he made this video about world takeover.
Yeah.
So what's the format for your users to communicate their ideas?
So I podcast one-on-one with every member, and that podcast can be made public or private. Ideally, the conversation is at least private for our membership. So there's a forum where these one-on-one conversations are posted, private forum, so that every member can get to know each other. And then there's a Discord, which is more just, so that's the more like formal forum. And anybody can post to that forum. And then there's a private Discord. And then on the third week of every month, there's a form that goes out where people can vote. And if you want to apply for the funding, you just send me a message and say, almost like an election. So the name, and then like a tweet length summary of what you would use the funding for, and then ballots get sent out. and the election is the voting is anonymous, but every member has a private number code. So when people see the results, every vote has a private number code attached to it. So you can see that your vote has been counted. And simultaneously, the people who voted are listed in a separate column, but randomized. So therefore, you can look and see that your name has been counted, but not associated with your vote. And you can see that your vote has been counted associated with your private number key. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so why are you keeping it anonymous for, like, if I voted for X, Y, or Z?
The thought is that if we have something like 1,000 members or 10,000 members, if we have 10,000 members, it'd be $1 million donated every month. That's the idea. And we just don't want anyone to get a little crazy. And, that's a lot of money. That's like a life-changing amount of money. And we don't want anyone to get crazy and like, you didn't vote for me and blah, blah, blah.
We don't want to ruin relationships.
We don't want to ruin relationships, exactly.
No, but what we also have, we have the Discord additionally, so it's not forbidden to say what you're voting for. So it's like a regular election, you have the opportunity to vote anonymously, and you also have the opportunity to talk about it if you want, so you can always share that on Discord. But the actual election
you could say who you voted for, but and if somebody here's the other thing, if somebody questions the vote, then it would trigger a thing where they have to publicly question it and say, I want to question this vote. And then we would reveal the number key with all the documentation to prove that their vote was accurately cast. And so the idea that it seems to me a perfect balance, where because everybody can see their name, and if anybody sees their name and they didn't cast a vote, they would know that something's off. Or if anybody sees their name but they don't see their number key, they would know something's off. And because anybody would be able to check the system.
Yeah, it's just kind of transparent on the one hand, but it also doesn't reveal everything. Like, I personally wouldn't care if people see or don't see my vote.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a member. I'm just a coach. But I personally...
she's there. Anna's
there
on the Discord, and she video chats with people. And
yes, I'm part of the staff.
Yeah, it's like a community.
Yeah, but I would personally, if I was a member, I wouldn't care about my vote, but I know that there are people, especially if you come in teams, because right now we are talking to you, like, and you are like one single person, but what was also an approach is having teams on board. So already creatives, for example, who teamed up to do something, but they just don't have the money yet. So what if both people make different choices again, but they come as a team and so on, and we just
don't want to ruin relationships.
Yeah, we just don't want to ruin relationships.
And the idea is you could join, and it's a Discord. We're on there. We could send messages back and forth, and I don't know if you've been on Discord. The one rule that's explicitly stated on the website, and I'll say it again right here. We upload these conversations. Is that I will kick anybody out who breaks any confidentiality agreement. So anyone who works for a company and is like, oh, here's something secret we're doing at the company, you're out. So yeah, that's not a thing. So it's not a place to share company secrets or anything like that. It's just a place to share ideas that can be shared and kind of like, yeah,
like, I don't know how long you were already in the live, but Gary already shared a bunch of ideas. Like, he had an idea for a movie, for example, a Terminator movie. Anyway, like, there are a bunch of crazy ideas, or people want to do something and they simply didn't have money or courage or support because they don't have a network, they can't talk to anyone about their ideas, or they don't have the money, or they will say, oh, I had this idea, Amazon just released product XYZ, and I had this idea 5 years ago, and why haven't you done it? Like, now you have just a random idea, and you have a generic plan how you could realize that. You join the community. There are people, there are coaches, creative people, businessy people
Yeah.
who can all talk and
Anna's the
discuss
moderator.
it.
She's the Discord moderator. She's amazing.
Yeah, who can give
Yeah.
you feedback. Like you can also make surveys, ask in the process, well, I'm developing XYZ, what do you guys think? Or should this product have a pink or yellow color? I don't know. You can just directly involve people who are also working on their projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's really I like it, and I think it's a good like MVP. But I wonder, I'm just kind of mind's wandering here. I
Sure.
wonder if there's a way to like maybe split up your vote, and then also like just kind of like decouple the like I want to vote for this idea, not necessarily for this person. Um,
That's actually very interesting.
Mm. But
Very interesting.
what would be the what would be a possible reason?
Well,
like
real meritocracy based on.
Mm.
Well, no, I think it's very important to couple the person with the idea, because is that what you're alluding to? That it's more of a meritocracy if you just see the idea?
yeah, maybe like the direct link, like I'm not giving the money directly to this person, but it's to this idea. And sure, like multiple people can be attached to the idea, or the idea in general, and then there's like 5 people attached to the idea with their like specific area
Yes.
that they're working on. So like it would just be funded out.
Yes, but there would have to be somebody who's like the CEO of the idea, and it would be part of their plan to say, listen, imagine, knock on wood that we have 10,000 members. There's $1 million we're giving out for a month. Someone would have an idea and say, here's my idea. And these 5 other members are going to be a part of the idea. They're going to do this, that, and this. But I'm like the CEO of the idea.
It's team money. Yeah.
Somebody ultimately
Project
has to be
money.
responsible for the money.
Yeah, it's a donation to the project. I think
Yes.
yeah.
And I think it's very important to couple the person with the idea. And I get this concept. I don't know if it's completely what you're alluding to, but this idea that ideas should live or die by their merit. But at the same time, the character of somebody is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So there's at least a month where you're able to get to know people and see if they're trustworthy, if they, you can check out their social media accounts, see if they mean what they say, if there's somebody who could really get it done, or are they going to take the money and leave? Because the money is a gift. There's no return. There's no expectation of return to Optimum College. We don't give the money out and be like, okay, we own 3%. We don't own any percentage of the ideas. It is 100% a gift, and we want to make sure that the people we donate to are trustworthy. And as a community, it's important for us to be able to assess that.
Yeah, and also community building. That's why we do have the Discord. That's why we want to have not just me, but like coaches there who talk to people, who check it all out and are there responsible, also asking questions, and who can get asked, who can support.
Yeah, if you join, you get $50 at the end of the month.
That would be cool.
If
Yeah.
I remain the only person.
150. Sorry.
If I remain the only person to join, right?
This
No,
month.
you'll get $50 because we'll use Anna's membership to be. You'll be a paying member.
Will I?
I'll front your payment.
All right.
Yeah, and so then
I'm Ukrainian, you
No,
sure?
I think it's really important that the first person who joins. I think it's really important to like set a fire under this process. That the first person who joins automatically gets the $50 because it doesn't work without at least
Yeah.
2 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, you'll automatically get $50 at the end of the month, and I'm going to upload this conversation. I hope that's okay, because
Sure.
Okay, yeah, that's what we do with these live chats. They get uploaded to our YouTube at Optimum College. So I'll upload this. I'm on record saying it, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Check
Check out
out
the website. Let me know what you think. You can send. Are we mutuals on here? I'll send you a friend request if not.
I think so. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, send me one. That'd be great.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exciting.
I do like the idea of like, I think there's so many different ways you can go with this, like after it gets established.
I think it's
I
a
really
big
like
idea.
the idea of like building communities, especially locally, where it's like,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
your actual
Absolutely.
community.
Yes, and what I really like about this idea is that it can really work with just like 300 people, 100 people. So I don't think there's a huge risk of some big player jumping into this and getting like 1 million members and it's kind of monopolizing the whole space. That it would really work if you get 100 people together. Everyone's pitching in $100 a month. That's $10,000 that you're giving out to one person a month.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it works at scale or with small groups.
Yeah, I have this creative brain. I always think, yeah, if you're a musician and you want to produce your first album, then this is like a starting money. And you can also, if you stay a member, you can get more money the next month, but you have to show, or it would be good if you show the process and the progress of your project so people get hyped and they're like, oh, cool, yeah, of course I want to support you in going with that. Yeah. So if you stay a member like the month longer, the project can get new money again, can get you new funding and so on. Yeah. So it's never over.
Yeah.
Unless you want to leave, which is always possible. Right? You can cancel anytime.
You can cancel at any time. And to receive funding, you have to vote. So a big part of it is you have to vote for somebody else to receive funding. And you want people to vote for you. So it naturally puts people in a position, it incentivizes community and good manners and like treating people well. Whereas if you go on somewhere where on like X or Twitter, it's a cesspit, you know. But here's a private community where everyone's incentivized to treat each other well.
Yeah, correct. Because only if you are showing interest in people, when people know you, you'll
get voted for. Yeah. And the only way you can get funding is to vote yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and having some kind of buy-in, some commitment will filter out the trolls and anonymous types, which is
filtering out trolls too.
You have to do that these days.
You do.
Yeah, but I think since you want the money, you will not. I suppose most of the people who want the money won't be trolling because that's not how they get there. That's not how people will vote for them if they are. Yeah. Going crazy.
So I'm just wondering, like, how could you, like, quickly iterate between, like, okay, here's the plan, and then execute on the plan, and then go back and plan some more, and then, you know, execute, like, put it into practice, you know, shortening those loops, because you can just get stuck in planning mode and just never go out and do it, but then...
Somebody could get the funding, and they could just run away with the money. They could.
In theory, that's possible.
In theory, that's possible. It's up to the community to make smart decisions.
Yeah, in theory, it's possible.
And the people who get the funding, they get we podcast with them, and everyone's going to know that person's a liar. They're kind of just destroyed publicly.
Yeah, you would destroy your own reputation in front of... Not right now, not in front of many people, but the further it goes, the more people it will be.
Yeah.
Also, of course, when people are voting for you, they will most likely vote for you not because you don't have a project, but because you are presenting something, you are showing something, so you are advertising yourself in front of the community. And if you're already in the stage where you have something to show and where you have something to explain and where you have something that deserves, let's say, a lot of money, then the chances are very high that you are attached to this project, that you are committed to the project, because you are presenting it so well that people are giving you so many votes. So chances are just very, very high that the people are committed because they have already something that they can show.
It's a passion project.
Yeah, it's a passion project. And I think also the brainstorming and the back and forth with the community can light it up even more, can bring even more passion in it, because you have so many people who believe in you. Isn't this the best trigger to keep going? I know people also from a business environment, it's always the people who are demotivated, who hear the whole time, it won't work, that's not good, but it's always the people who keep going and who achieve so much, who get about a lot of positive feedback, and who have people around them who do believe in them. And I think if you got the most votes, if you get the money, that's just the best proof that you can get it done.
Yeah, that sounds true to me.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm interested to see how this goes.
Yeah, feel free to check out the website. Let me know if you think what you think of the website. If it's really, the website was remade just recently for this whole idea. And so if you see anything you think should be changed or clarified or anything, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to contribute to the idea too. Like, I like these community-driven things. I think, especially when, like, I think, okay, conjecture that these LLMs and chat GPTs, once they kind of like start to proliferate, they're gonna ruin a lot of the authentic, like, you'll see a lot of fake accounts that you don't know are fake or not. And so it's just kind of, I think real connections are going to become much more valuable.
Yes, and video chatting with people face to face. These people are real. Everyone at the website is real. They've all podcasted, talked for an hour.
Yeah. I think that's going to be super useful. So I think, yeah, I think there's a lot of value in this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people will want to know that their money is in good hands too, because everyone pays the membership fee. You don't just want to throw it away, so people will want to know, like, who's getting my vote, who's getting it. I think it is just, like, everything is very nice, well connected there.
Fantastic. Well, I'll look at your website. I think that's a good idea.
We'll be in touch then. All right.
Yeah, sounds
You're
great.
stopping by. Really fascinated by your work, and this was a wonderful conversation.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Yeah, this is fun. See ya.
Yeah.
See you. Oh.
That was great.
Beautiful conversation. I love it.
Yeah. To summarize, he builds drones. Big ones, 10 feet tall, 2-stroke drones.
Yeah, I still have to get used to the American metric system, but I suppose that's
10 feet is tall.
Yeah.
It's
the
double, height of a basketball.
It's double.
rim.
Yeah, it's twice me.
Yeah. See the comments. We were talking for a while there.
I need to get something to eat soon.
Yeah. I'm listening, all optimistic.
That's what we want to hear.
Well, the first person. Key's been here. Has Key been here the whole time?
I don't think so, no. He said that she was with family first.
Well, because she couldn't go live because she was with family.
Ah, okay. Maybe.
Yeah. Key is awesome.
Right.
If you're the first person, Key's so cool. All right, good to see you back. Yeah. We're working. I didn't forget about the recommendation.
No, right. And I will make one too.
Yeah. Kuma. Yeah, so it's the first. Kuma, you said you'll try and become active next month. The first person to join this new program is $50 automatic.
The first person definitely wins. Because
first person definitely wins.
The person and Gary can't win because he's staff.
Yeah, and I can't win. Yeah.
That would be so cool. Yeah, we just built it up, so it's just there. It's fresh, newborn.
Key has blown up on TikTok.
Yay! How is it going?
Oh yes, of course you can hop on the live. Yes. Accept.
Hello. Hey!
Hey guys!
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you guys?
Very good.
Married.
Aww.
And yeah. So we've been just getting that all set up and getting her over here in the United States.
How are you liking it so far, Anna?
I like it. Well, I love the nature. Everything is way bigger. every tree is bigger, every squirrel is bigger, every animal seems to be bigger. That's very interesting.
Just everything is bigger.
Everything is bigger. I had my first Walmart experience. That was so cool. Yeah, for me, everything right now is exotic. So no matter what I see, I'm like, oh wow,
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, everything's
Yeah.
new. It's
Yeah, it's a
exotic.
lot of big things here in America.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like it. Yeah, it's interesting and it's kind of similar but also totally different. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's a little bit like another planet, but not too much.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're coming over. When I saw you guys' wedding pictures on Instagram, I was like, they finally did it!
Yeah, it was wild. Who would have
I
thought?
was like literally bawling for like 10 minutes. I was like, I'm so
No
happy
way.
they done the night.
Really? That is so cool.
Yeah. Aw.
It feels like magic. It's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, and it was also a bit almost spontaneous. Not entirely spontaneous, but kind of.
was it?
Yeah, it
From
was.
your perspective.
Yeah, from my perspective.
Nothing
Here's
wrong
this-
with a little spontaneity, you know?
Yeah, from Anna's perspective, it's spontaneous. From my perspective, I'm scheming and planning and I'm gonna get this girl to marry me. I love this girl.
And they're like, okay.
She's like,
He'll do.
why not? I love you too. Oh my gosh. So how's
Love you
everything
too,
been? I
Kate.
know.
Love you too.
How's everything been? I know I haven't been very active on Discord, but how's it been going over there? I've been
Yeah.
working on like a bunch of stuff. I just got a new job. You know, you guys know I'm trying to get into New York right now. So for next year, and it's been a lot.
Yeah, it's going well. Also, I haven't been that active either, so good. Mainly because there was so much change, like the wedding, moving, and everything, and I was focusing more on the content part and a bit less on community, which I want to change. I really want to change that and build it up. So I started advertising the Discord again last week. But in between, not too much happened. It's the same people. The only thing that happened is that I met someone from the Discord who followed the podcast, the Insanity podcast, from Canada, and I met the girl because she was traveling to Germany, and we met up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was very cute. That was an experience because I thought, oh, someone who followed the podcast who I didn't even know or ever talked to or whatever, and she just jumped on the server, and then she was in Germany suddenly, and that was a really nice experience.
That must have been an awesome experience.
Yeah. What's new with you?
Yeah.
You've been blowing up on TikTok. Every time I check your feed, it's like you've hit a new plateau. Where it's like,
Yeah, I'm at 260 something thousand people now. Yeah, so
yeah.
I think so. Let me see. I don't remember. I don't know how I'm gonna look at myself.
It feels like TikTok works in kind of plateaus where it's like every video will kind of get around like 1,000 or 3,000, but I feel like you've hit where now it's like 10,000. Like every video is like kind of guaranteed
Yeah,
10,000.
I have a lot of videos that hit 10K and up, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, like millions.
Oh, cool.
I'm not even trying. I'm just being goofy, being funny. Sometimes there's a video where I'm like seductive and whatever, you know, portraying the energy of Lilith. You guys already know how that is.
Yeah, well, the one that
And you guys are frozen. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you guys, but I can't hear. Uh-oh. Oh no. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you guys, but I can't hear. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were Jack. Was it Jack Sparrow? And I think it was like 1 million views or something, or.
No, Jack Sparrow hasn't gotten 1 million views yet. What has gotten 1 million views is the Valian one where I'm a vampire and alien. That one hit 1 million views recently.
That's awesome, and that's like a character you created too, I think, right?
That is my own.
Australia.
That is my own
Yeah,
character.
that's cool.
Who's like
Yeah.
a quote unquote mascot for my brand, Celestial Goth, vampire,
That's
alien.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
yeah, I'm working on it. Now that I have this new job, it's kind of like it's like super tasking, especially me being full time. So it's kind of like taking time away from me working on my brand, my collection. But I mean, it's coming along. I just need to, get the timing right. Still,
Queen Herbie
oh,
commented.
that was crazy.
she did.
That is amazing.
I freaked out.
Yeah.
Because a friend of hers is actually the person who contacted, like, we became friends. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm friends with Queen Herbie. Like, I can like talk to her." I was like, "Wait, what? Wait, hold on, that was too fast. Wait."
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Yeah, I got you." And so, because of him, she was able to see my video. So I was like, "What?" So,
Did you send her clothes or something? Did you send her clothes or something? I don't know.
I would love to send her clothing, but
It feels like,
I don't
you're
think-
hot. You're hot right now, Key. You're hot. You gotta go.
I'm scared.
Yeah, but you
No,
have to do it.
I would. I think I just need to get this collection done first, and then I start advertising, sending out my stuff to people, and be like, "Hey, I just did this. Send it out. Like, share it. Whoever,
What does
Of
it
course,
look
I'm gonna share it
like,
to
the
you
collection?
guys.
What does it look like, the collection?
Oh, we'll buy it. You don't have to send it. We'll buy it.
You guys, you know what? I have a picture of the top that I made. The top is finished, so I'll show you guys the top. I haven't finished the bottom yet, but this is like the very first piece of the collection that I'm creating. So give me a minute. I just gotta. How do I do this again? Oh no. Okay, here it is.
Cameras? Oh.
I don't.
Okay, hold on a second.
Hmm.
Can you guys still see me or no? I don't know if you guys can. Okay.
As soon as you switch the screens, as you look at something else, then yeah.
Okay, let me. Oh, here it is. Well, that didn't work. Hold on. Oh, I didn't save it. Darn it. Hold on, let me try this again. Ay. Okay. Okay, now press save. There we go.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
That's a festival outfit.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
this is definitely like for like Coachella or something like that.
Yeah.
But this is the Lilith top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's gonna be like a crown here, the crown right here. So,
Yeah.
but that's a crystal, and then like chains and everything.
Oh, nice.
It's definitely let me take this off before. Hold on.
I love the necklace part.
Thank you. I made that too myself. Hold on. I'm trying to get the green screen
You
off.
made the jewelry yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I made pretty much everything though. I made everything. Yeah.
This is going in the recommendation letter.
Yeah, how are you making jewelry? I find that super interesting because I always wanted to do something like that, but I had no clue how to even start making jewelry myself.
So, you and I can like really talk about that on like I could go hours about that. So I just buy like craft supplies from Amazon. And like you need to have your pliers, sometimes you need to have your glue, like the collar piece that goes right here around the neck that you really need like super glue. So, and I have like the spikes and everything. Here, I'll just show you guys. I'm just gonna have to get out of my seat. Hold on. Let me turn on.
I have a total thing for self-made jewelry. I was also following some Etsy shops in the past because I like pieces that are unusual and that nobody else has, and you only find it, or for now I only could get it there.
Trying to see
like
how do I.
local
Oh, that's how I do it. I haven't been. Oh, here we go again. I'm not the best at this. I feel like an old person. Okay.
There it is. That is
Nice.
so
Yep,
cool.
so this is the collar piece. It's like a whole bunch of studs and spikes on it. So the black piece and the silver trim are like two separate pieces, so I had to glue them together. And then the spikes I just added in. And then this is the chain that I had to create. I had to buy this silver piece as well. So it's all like all of the pieces that I found were like on Amazon except for the fabric. The fabric is no longer made in this color. It's actually made in black and a dark blue, which I think would be better, the dark blue and the black, but this would be like a great like
I would
a
love it in
one
dark blue. Yeah.
yeah, like like the only kind of fabric that you'll ever see. So it's like the only Lilith, the only Lilith that you will ever see. So yeah, and the crystal, like I said, the moonstone. I created this. I attached all of them, and the shoulder pad even has like a spike on it. The moon. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And how long did it take you?
Longer than it should have, because for me, if I didn't have a job and I didn't have all these things that I had to do, it probably would have taken me maybe 2.5 weeks to make. But instead, it took me like maybe a month or 2 months.
Yeah, but that's still great. And I like so you handcrafted the entire collar yourself and like with wow. I love that.
Yeah, it was fun to make. I still have to make the skirt. When the whole thing is finished, because it's meant to fit me only. I mean, anyone else who can, who's like, similar to my size can wear it. Hopefully, I can get a model that's like, my size and height, eventually, when I want to put it on the runway, when I'm ready to put it on the runway.
I really think you should do it. That's just me. I know there's lots of people say you got to be a certain height and stuff like that.
If it's your brand, why not?
I have thought of like at times, like for certain, like every so often I'll be in my own show, because there's like, there's like so many ideas I want to have. I have like one, I don't know if it's going to be this collection or the next collection, but for one of my future collections coming up, I want it to like all of my models to have masks, like very well decorated masks. And me being probably like the last person to walk, and I like at the end of the runway I reveal my face, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's her!" So
That'd be cool.
I have thought of that. I'm also trying to get my music in, and I want my music to be a part of my fashion. So it's a lot.
Music in the fashion show.
And my little music studio is in my closet right now. Oh man, I literally have no time to sleep. I run off of coffee and fumes. That's just yeah. I'm always working. I'm always on my feet. So.
But that's great.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I really am trying my best.
The product looks good. And the product looks good.
Thank you.
Will you sell it in TikTok shops?
I don't know if I can't sell that because, like I said, it's the only one with the fabric that's no longer selling anymore. So I can't particularly sell that. However, I probably would, like if I was to get the other fabrics, I probably would sell it. Like, I probably would sell the top. I don't know if I would sell the skirt.
If I had such a big community, I would do that. I would make jewelry. I love the jewelry part. Like that's just maybe just because it's my thing. But I would just make the jewelry. I would wear them in my videos, and then I would sell them in the TikTok shop.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking that. I'm going to wear this whole outfit along with like these other accessories that I got for it. I don't know what they are, but they're like fingertip cuffs where it's like not a needle, but it's like a cone, like finger cones that you put on your fingertips.
Yeah.
They're silver, so I'm gonna wear that, and then I have like whiteout contacts, and of course you guys know I have my vampire teeth, so there's that too. So it's gonna be like a whole transformation video from, looking like myself to that. And it's gonna, yeah. I'm gonna soon advertise my collection bit by
Queen
bit.
Herbie.
Yeah.
Queen Herbie reached out. Who else? I reached out.
You have. I know a guy who was actually friends with the musician Prince.
Okay.
What?
He reached out. Yeah, he reached out as
Andy
well.
Allo. Andy Allo used to sing with, you know her?
No.
I don't know why that's weird association. I don't know. It's not her. It's not her.
No, it's not her. No, I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he's very much like on the low. He likes to be in the back. He doesn't like to be in the front. He doesn't like where, it's like a bunch of cameras. He's very laid back, but he was a friend to the musician Prince, and he's been wanting to endorse my brand as well, like helping me out. And he's the one I told you, Gary, that I said I needed at least 2 recommendations. He was the other one. He's the other one. So
Do you have your email address in your bio yet? I can't remember if I saw it.
I did, but then I took it off because I had a whole bunch of random people messaging me, and I'm like, take it off, take it off. It was getting really weird. So, it's definitely a pros and cons when you have such a large following. You get your positives, but you also get your negatives, and when you have so much negative, you really have to be careful with how you operate your account. So, I mean, it gets really weird. I get stalkers now, not like constantly, but every so often, there's someone who will like recognize me and want to like really get close to me, and I'm like, and like,
Well, you working in fashion entertainment. There's no reason why you shouldn't be.
Yeah, and you will always have weird people, and as you grow, there will always be even more. So
that is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at Nordstrom's now, or are you working at Nordstrom's? Did you say?
I am working at Nordstrom now.
At the department store, or
yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Nordstrom Rack, but yeah, the actual Nordstrom, like the head of it all. It's in the mall. That huge thing.
Is it just a nice fashion store in America?
Oh yeah, it's it's very expensive too. I'm in the dresses department with the women, so you're getting like House of CB. There's like literally a department.
I love this one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's literally a department full of House of CB. And then you get other brands, like smaller brands, but they're still like, they're still up there. They're not like as prestigious as Versace or Gucci. They used to sell them, but they pulled back.
What I remember, yeah.
Yeah, they pulled back. I know Chanel is still there, but not for clothes. It's more for like beauty. Yeah. You get other things in Nordstrom, like something Veronica something, I can't remember. There's one called Boss, not Hugo Boss, but it's just Boss. But it's very simple. It's like I think it's like a competitive brand. But I think Neiman Marcus holds a lot more high-end brands. Nordstrom, on the other hand, not so much, but it's still pretty expensive. So, yeah.
You're working with oyster farmers.
We were.
We were working as oyster farmers
This summer.
Is that what you guys were doing? Oh my gosh, I would have loved that. Like just in the ocean, just farming for oysters. Although you guys would have hated me because I love oysters. I would have been on a rock somewhere just shucking everything and just eating them. Yeah, I'm so serious. You guys were like, Key, we just harvested them. I'm like, and I'm hungry. You guys want one?
Yeah. This beach, there's so many oysters. You're walking on oysters.
You're walking on them like on sand.
Millions. Like it's sand. Yeah.
Let me know. I'll get a plane ticket.
bring a big spoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like networking is the name of the game. You've proven you can get attention. You can get like viral videos at will. At will. If you put on an outfit as some character like Black Widow or I don't know who, like some character like how you do with Jack Sparrow, you're gonna get 1 million views.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can get attention. And so
Hi, Chuck.
I really think networking is the name of the game. Like you should be working. Nordstrom's great, but if you wanted, I feel like you could be working in Hollywood, fashion. You're so good.
Yeah, I just wanted to start small. The store manager at this Nordstrom in the Galleria, um, the store manager is actually a friend of a friend of mine. That's how I was able to get in. Networking, like you said. So I know with that I can transfer to New York easily. I can still have a job there without having to worry about getting a job. Like how to survive. Things of that sort. Because I really wanted to get a job.
Didn't you say
At first,
the guy? Sorry to interrupt, but didn't you say the guy who you duet with? He's from New York.
yeah, he's in New York, and he's working to be an actor right now. He's been in a few TV shows already.
For sure.
Yeah, he's already been in a couple of TV shows, so I'm rooting for him. I'm always encouraging him every so often. But yeah, New York is. I've been wanting to be in New York since I was like 16 years old. So.
Oh wait, I have podcasted with Chris Kodada, but she's a handbag designer.
Oh right.
She's in New York and she designed for Jessica Simpson. And I don't know other brands.
He would look so cool with those handbags.
She has a great handbag, and Crystal is very cool. She's a wild mix. Like she's on the one hand, she's a very professional, businessy fashion person. On the other hand, she's crazy spiritual. And maybe you would like her. I can send you her Instagram, and you can just say if you would be interested. Maybe I can ask her if I don't know. Something if you can connect.
I would love that.
Yeah, okay.
She's a handbag designer.
She does handbags. Interesting handbags.
Yeah, they're really unique.
Okay.
Leather.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let me ask you first. Like I can send you the stuff. I think it's awesome. That's why I invited her too, because she's kind of interesting and she posted cool content too. So.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I would love that. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, man, New York, I mean, it's kind of crazy now how it is with the economy and all, but ever since I was a kid, well, not like ever since I was a kid, I've always found New York fascinating. Ever since I was 16, I've wanted to be in New York.
Yeah, I feel that. When I was little, for me, New York was always a dream. When I was a kid, that's why when I was, like teenager, but like 12, 13 or something like that, my parents brought me there. But I was basically, for me, that was always the dream city. And I think because I've watched Home Alone so often, I wanted to be there.
Home Alone was like the best movie to watch during Christmas time. One of the best movies to watch during Christmas time. But yeah, it was, I'm just excited.
What if you made a video? Okay, crazy idea. What if you made a video and you're just like, hey, real talk, I'm trying to get out to New York. Who's got some, who knows what opportunities?
I was thinking that. I was thinking about doing that pretty soon. Like, hey, I'm trying to get into New York. I'm gonna need y'all to help a girl out. Can y'all help a girl out? One of my friends here that I met on TikTok, he's like a big brother to me. Well, I have multiple like big brothers on TikToks. You're one of them, Gary. I consider you one of my big brothers.
I think you're the coolest, Key. For real. I'm like,
He's always cool.
Anna's my favorite of every. Yeah, Anna's always, But whenever your video pops up, I'm like, he's so cool. He's so cool. Yeah.
Thank you. But no, one of my friends, he made a fundraiser for me. to help me get into New York. It's a very small like amount, but he set it up, and it was a surprise for me because he didn't even tell me. But he knows how important it is, how important this transition is for me. So he set it up and like put it out there. Hopefully we reach the number. But yeah, New York. Being a fashion designer, having more fashion experience, having a job that will actually help me in a way to finance staying there, going to school there, because that's what I really want to do. I really want to get my master's. It's like slowly but surely everything that I wanted is coming to fruition. And you know, you guys know me, I'm very spiritual, I'm a tarot reader, and I'm kind of like an oracle in a way. Like me manifesting has always been so important to me. I've been working on like my manifestations for years, and finally I'm literally seeing it. I manifested that I was going to graduate. I was able to graduate last year, have my bachelor's degree, and it was so scary because they were literally closing while I was while I was enrolled. The school was closing while I was enrolled, and I said, "Oh my God, no, no, no!" I said, "Please, you." I was like, "You can't close on me." I was like, "You can't." Yes, I was like, "You guys can't close on me. You guys can't close on me." So one of the directors, he was literally like the last one there because everyone was quitting. And when everyone started to quit, I started getting the red flag. I'm like, oh no, like why is everyone quitting all of a sudden? Why is everyone leaving all of a sudden? I was like, this school is about to close. I said, please no. I was like praying. I had lit my candles. I had literally just sat there and meditated, and I wished and wished, and I prayed and I prayed, and I said, look, if you can help me get out, I said, whoever is listening, universe, angels, ancestors, whichever, if you can hear me, if you're listening to me, if you can please just help me graduate this year, I promise you I will do all that I can to get my collection together, to go to New York, do what I got to do. If you can do this for me, please just help me do this. I promise you I'll do this. Literally months later, I then got the email that the school was closing, and I freaked out. I went back to my table. I went back to my meditation table, lit my candles again. I said, hey, come on. Like, you. So literally, a friend of mine, well, he was a friend of mine. We're no longer talking for multiple reasons, but he reached out to the board, and the board reached out to me. The last remaining director of the fashion program, he reached back out to me. He emailed me. Yeah. Dr. Jacobson. He said, hey, Kiera, it's Dr. Jacobson. Because he had known me for quite a long time, because beforehand, I was at that same school ever since 2016, and I left in 2019 to go to the military. It didn't work out. And then COVID hit, so I couldn't go back to enroll and finish my schooling. Then after COVID happened, then like COVID was like dissipating, like it was starting to get to the end, and I was able to get in. So Jacobson remembered me from all the way back then. And when he emailed me, he said, hey, Kiera, it's Dr. Jacobson.
Enrique? Isn't that the guy?
Enrique? Who's Enrique?
Jorge?
Enrique. I don't know an Enrique.
Oh, never mind. From New York? No. I thought it was Enrique.
I don't know an Enrique. No.
Is he Damien? I'm screwed up the story. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
He was very good with names.
Okay.
Don't worry. But yes, you were able to figure it out at the end, yeah. But no, he said, he was like, Kiera, it's Dr. Jacobson. I remember you from way back then. You've been enrolled for quite some time. You've been a student for quite some time. I'll tell you what, tell me how many classes you have left. I said, sir, I have at least 7 classes left in order to graduate. He said, okay, is that including the classes that you have now? I said, no, that would include another 4 classes. So that was 11 classes. And he was like, okay, he said, do you want this degree? I said, absolutely. He said, okay, this is what I can do for you. I said, who doesn't want the degree?
You put all the time and money and.
He said, I'll tell you what, if you can give me some documentation of each class, that you can give me some clear, concise evidence that you understand every single class that you're supposed to take, I can make sure that you get a degree, and I can make sure that it's accredited. I said, how long do I have? And he's like, so this was in September, early September of last year. And he said, the school officially closes October 30th. So that's your timeline. I said, got it.
Yeah.
I said, got it. So for a week, I studied hard. Now, the thing is, a lot of those classes I had already taken and I wasn't able to pass, unfortunately, but I had already taken them, so I already had a pretty good understanding of what it was already. However, 2 of them, I had no idea what it was all about, and it was like a whole program, like AI programming with like 3D programming with designing and things of that sort. I had no clue how to work it. I had to teach myself because I didn't have any instruction. I literally had to teach myself how to operate these programs. And I was able to make the documentation within a week. I had to teach myself 3 years of classwork in 1 week. When I say I looked like Squidward when he finally wrote that paper with the I was like, I finished. Here it is. just all flustered, flabbergasted, just disheveled and everything. I sent it to him on a Friday, and he said, okay, thank you. He said, thank you, Kiera. I got your email. I will send it to the board of directors, and we will see, and I will let you know how it goes. I was so scared for 3 days. And not only that, I was in the middle of taking care of my mother, who was literally recently recovering from a hysterectomy surgery. So not only was I taking care of my mother, like picking her up, dressing her, clothing her, feeding her, I was also working to get my degree. I was working on school. I was staying up until 5 a.m. to do homework. I was exhausted. I was scared. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. Monday morning, I got that email with Dr. Jacobson. He said, congratulations, you are officially a graduate. I was like, oh my God. And so that, literally, I cried so hard.
Mm-hmm.
A couple nights later, I got to my table and I just gave thanks. And I said, you really pulled through for me. You really did. And I said, and
faster, right? So you made it even faster than the official.
I made a deal. I said, okay, you helped me graduate this year. I'm gonna keep my end of the bargain. So that's what I've been doing. And it's ever since then, all the manifestations that I've been wanting has been coming. I asked for a job that I needed, and that I not just needed and wanted, but both needed and wanted. I was like, please just give me a job that I can pull through. I was able to get a job that I actually needed and wanted. I had a job in the fashion industry, and it's definitely a job that I can definitely transfer over to New York easily if I needed to. I'm getting a lot of people contacting me because they're noticing the work that I'm doing. You guys are noticing the work that I'm doing. It's just one thing after another, and I'm just so thankful. So I ain't gonna stop.
How do people contact you? Serious people who want to collaborate, how do they contact you?
There's Instagram, and then there's TikTok. People typically contact me through TikTok because I have a larger following there. Well, here. But, on Instagram, I'm also contacted by this jewelry store that I get my stretched ear jewelry from. And I was a model for them one time, and then it stopped for a minute. They want me back, and I'm like,
which one is it?
Urban Body Jewelers. I'll send it to you guys. But yeah, I'm getting myself back into that too. So, yeah, but Instagram, I've gotten some people contacting me, like Instagram influencers, and then there's TikTok. I'm not really getting influencers. I'm just getting like, I don't know how I was able to get in contact with the guy who knew Prince, but he just came across my page and we just started talking. At first, I was like, this dude did not know anything about Prince, but then he showed the proof, and I said, oh. So, yeah, it's a journey, and you know.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's a great story. Well, I will have to send you Crystal Kodada. I
For
just
sure.
have to remember.
That would be so cool
It'll be the
if
next-
that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I would love to like meet her, speak to her. That would be awesome. It would be an honor.
Honestly, if you and Damien were a couple, that'd be so cute. That's all I'm
You're not the
saying.
first. You're not the first person to tell me that, but
Are you two talking? Can I say this? Are you two talking?
How many people are watching? How many people are watching? Okay, 2 people. We're just friends. We're just friends.
Yeah. He's a handsome guy. He really is.
He is a cutie patootie.
He's a good-looking guy. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'll show you later. They do duets together. Yeah.
He's a
Jacques is
handsome.
jealous.
I'm keeping shut.
Jacques is handsome too, Jacques.
Oh, Jacques, hi, honey.
Gotta keep him light. My phone's gonna die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 7%.
Oh, yeah. TikTok will literally drain the hell out of your phone if you're
Yeah.
not careful.
I'm still working on the video game. It needs to be approved by Meta. And
Oh, yeah.
the past several months has just been all about this girl right here. So
Yeah, and doing my
Yeah.
my bureaucracy things, so I'm legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that.
yeah. And so we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Yeah, I really do love you guys. I really do. I'm just like just everywhere. But I know you guys are also everywhere, and then trying to
Yeah,
get in the love with each other.
Wild trip. Life
Yeah.
is magic.
Life is magic.
It is indeed.
I'll send you a rec soon,
When do you need it, actually?
December.
December. Oh, easy. Okay.
Right?
No,
yeah.
actually, hopefully, if it can be by next month in November, that would be even better.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get it to you.
Because
Mm.
the deadline is in January, the first week of January, and
Mhm.
I want to, get it in as soon as possible. November at the earliest would be great.
No problem. Get it done.
You
Okay.
deserve it. You earned it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be in touch.
All right. Bye,
All right.
guys. I love
Talk
you.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.